Yeah,
Okay, how old are you? I just want to make sure.
18,
18. In what year were you born in?
'06.
Oh six. Okay, why are you voting for Trump?
I like what he says he's going to do, like no tax on overcome, tips and everything.
Yeah, sure, man. I hear you. Jordan, I appreciate you for the dollar on Venmo, and don't worry about it, Jordan. W's for Jordan in the chat. So here's the
And
thing.
I know I've heard what Kamala Harris says that she wants to do. Like, I listened to her talking to Al Sharpton, and she said if she's elected president, she would sign this reparations bill on white male taxpayers for people who were descendants of slaves. And I
Okay,
mean,
can you give me a clip of that?
what?
Can you give me a source for that claim?
I can send you a view of it.
Yeah, Araceli, I appreciate you for the $2 on PayPal. I really appreciate you. How about we do this? Go find that video, send it to my Discord DMs, and we'll talk then. Mackenzie, I really appreciate you for the $6 and the 66 cents on PayPal. Let's get some W's for Mackenzie in that chat. Thank you so much for the love. Massive W's for Mackenzie down below. And for my first 1,000 friends hanging out with us in here today, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen, sharing this live out to a handful of friends. We're going to go to get our next guest up here to debate y'all. Tap that damn phone screen. Y'all already know the drill. What's going on, Judd Bug? Are you voting for Trump?
What's up, man? Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Why so?
Well, honestly, I am I'm religious, and I think that Donald Trump is the closest thing to Jesus Christ. I think that the American people just need some stuff in their life that's more better.
What is he gonna do? Die? Raise from the dead 3 days later? Bang another porn star or sexualize another 10-year-old girl? If you're gonna say that Donald Trump is the closest thing to Jesus Christ, we should be the furthest thing from Christian. What about that?
Dude, I'm sorry. I was trolling the whole time. I love you, man. I was just trolling.
Okay, I appreciate you for coming up. Thank you so much for the cowboy hat. I appreciate that. We're gonna go to get our next guest up in here, y'all. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got Real Skeptic loading in, and everyone, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen. Everyone, just give us a minute. What's going on? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Phenomenal. Why so?
Well, I served in the military, and I like a lot of his policies. I've read through some
What's a
of his
policy of
policies.
Trump's that you like?
One of the policies I liked was his initiative during his last president, when he was in office. He signed off on a bill that gave tax discounts to major corporations for building in the hood or minority communities.
Yeah, so you're just going to be talking about his Tax Cuts and Jobs Act here. So 83% of the cuts in that bill went to rich people. It benefited people making over $500,000 to the most and people making under $50,000 the least. Kamala Harris's proposed tax policy benefits the average working class American, the low and the middle class. If we want to vote for the candidate with a better tax policy, we'd be voting for Harris because she intends to benefit you while Donald Trump intends to benefit his rich friends.
So just out of curiosity, what is the relationship between extremely wealthy and the poor?
What's the relationship and
Yeah.
what type of dynamic are you asking for? That's a very vague question.
Sorry, my apologies for using a vague question. So say, for instance, when somebody else is getting richer and I am, say, for instance, getting richer as well, what relationship, like, why should I be, say, for instance, angry about that?
I still don't really understand what you're asking. Let me ask you this question. I want to ask you another question because I don't really understand your response there. So Donald Trump's tax policies indicated to cost about $4 trillion for another 10 years, right? That's what he's going to institute if he's reelected. How is he going to pay for it? Where is that $4 trillion going to come from?
Well, I believe his plan is to, say, for instance, get rid of certain bills that bar oil refineries and also get rid of some of the things that or it's held back, like solar policies that the current administration has inputted. And so doing that, it'll stimulate the economy and vice versa. The last time I checked, when you restrict the economy and let the free market roll, money's produced because it's tax revenue.
Donna, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for Jubilee. I appreciate you for the love. W's for Donna in the chat. Yeah, so you're going to say that he's going to pay for $4 trillion over 10 years by increasing the amount of domestic oil production? First of all, Biden and Harris
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
So
I
then
said
clarify what you're saying here. Okay, tax
what I'm
revenue.
saying-
Tax revenue.
Correct.
So I just want to clarify. He's going to pay for debt accrued by decreasing tax revenue with tax revenue. That's like me saying that I'm going to get a wife by breaking up with my girlfriend.
Well, no. When you create businesses, that increases tax revenue. So if you're forcing the, say, for instance, market to be constrained in a certain area, so say, for instance, if you bring your companies outside of America, we're gonna what's the name, punish you for that. But if you bring it back inside of America and increase the commonwealth of the people beneath, so say,
Okay,
for instance,
so you're just
I
going to
was
say that his
about
tax cuts are going to generate business, which is going to generate growth to our GDP, which is going to generate government revenue. The only issue with that is that we have a study called Macroeconomic Effects of the 2017 Tax Reform that indicate that his tax cuts over the course of the last 7 years only generated an additional $10 billion per year for our GDP, right? And then tax revenue in
Are you
comparison.
counting inflation?
Yeah. And then tax revenue
No, you're saying,
that
yeah,
is,
yeah, but
that
I'm
is
saying,
correlated.
are you
yeah, that's
so-
accounted in today's money.
So no, not today's money, because so when you're using the 10 million, you're saying, oh, over the course
So
of 10 years.
we account for inflation by specifically evaluating, right, the efficacy of the tax policy
Not
and like
efficacy, I'm
and the
saying,
worth
say,
of
for
the
instance,
dollar today.
You're not understanding. So you're putting today's standard, you're expecting the today's standard. So we're understanding the market changes over time. So it's
Okay.
just.
Would you like me to finish?
Yes, yeah, sure.
So over the last 7 years, it's only generated about $10 billion per year in an increase in our GDP. Government revenue, as correlated to our GDP, would be about 16.5%, meaning that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act only generated $1.6 billion per year. So $1.6 billion times 10 for 10 years is $16 billion. That's
Wait,
a
boss.
fraction of a percent of the total $4 trillion that the bill would cost.
But
So
that doesn't-
no, that
makes
is
sense.
not going to pay for the
False.
bill.
So again, that doesn't make sense, because was the market restrained during his administration?
Was the market restrained during his administration? This is going
Correct.
to account for the growth as offered by the TCGA. It's going to account for other free market
I'm asking,
variables.
so you're using 7 years. Within those 7 years, you had 4 years where the market was restrained, was it not?
There's always restrictions on the
No,
market.
no. I'm saying, was the world market restrained for a time when he was in office, correct? Was it not restrained for 4 years?
There's always restrictions on the market.
No. You're not listening. I'm saying, was the world market
Sir, with all due
restrained?
respect, I think that you need to ask your question a different way because I don't understand what you're asking.
So did COVID restrain the world market?
How much did
before-
COVID restrain the market?
No, I'm asking a question. I'm saying.
Yeah.
was
So
the
how much
world-
did COVID restrain the world market?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. How much?
So we only saw dips in our stocks by about 30%, right
Not
at the
stock.
peak.
Okay, stocks doesn't dictate a lot of things within the market. So say, for instance, the stock market actually increased during the time of
Thank you
COVID.
so much for the love.
So during the time of
no, it
COVID,
decreased.
stocks shot up, but people.
So I just want to clarify. Let's simplify this because I think you're a little bit lost.
No, if you simplify, so it's just that's like the argumentation of just trying to simplify something to a yes or
So
no.
do you think that COVID restrained global markets by upwards of 400,000%?
400,000%. What do you mean 400,000%?
Because your argument here is that the only reason that the TCGA only generated $1.6 billion in government revenue over the course of the last 7 years was because of COVID, right? So this would indicate that COVID had to have been restraining the market by 400,000% because you'd have to multiply $1.6 billion times 400,000% insofar as the TCGA being self-sustainable for another 10 years. Thank you for the gift.
No.
I don't think that you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do. Simply because you have COVID.
Holy shit.
Because one, you have COVID. Then two, you had another president come in who extinguished all. I'm not say all. That's a I'm giving the wrong interpretation. But he extinguished a lot of the policies Trump put in place to
Like
bring
what?
forth revenue.
Like what?
So stop oil rigging.
Oil? No, we're actually drilling more under Biden and Harris than we ever were under Trump. You could reference the US EIA, the Energy Information Administration, right? So the highest amount of oil that we've drilled under Biden and Harris is 13.4 million barrels of oil per day. Then under Trump is about 12.9.
Those are inflated numbers.
No, they weren't.
Yes, it is. So if
Give me
we're
any.
drilling-
Give me a source that would indicate that those are inflated numbers.
Well, for one reason, why our reserves.
Good
down.
afternoon, Leslie. Because he sold them when oil prices were high to generate government revenue, and then he refilled them. So can you give me any evidence that would indicate that the numbers as offered by the Energy Information Administration are inflated, and we actually haven't been producing more domestic oil under Biden and Harris compared to Trump?
One moment.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing here is, chat, Republicans lie. I'm just gonna cut every single one of y'all in on something. Republicans lie a lot.
We lie a lot.
Yeah, you just lied about the numbers being inflated. Do you see
Yeah,
how
but
when I
numbers
ask you for
aren't.
reason to believe that that's true, you don't have any evidence?
So, okay, for instance, so when it comes to oil prices, what's one of the primary reasons why oil prices go up and down, fluctuate?
Yeah, because of the total amount of global oil supply, right? And that's why we've had oil prices going up, is because we've had a lower total global oil supply because Trump asked OPEC to decrease their output, as well as we're no longer getting Russian oil.
No.
This is
So
a pivot
I'm
away
saying-
from my question. Can you
It's
provide me
not
any
a-
evidence to
it's not-
suggest?
It's not a pivot away from the question. So I'm
Yeah,
saying.
one second, sir. It is
No,
absolutely no. You stop talking, or I'm going to put you on mute. It is you are absolutely pivoting away from my question, asking you for evidence that the EIA's reporting on how much oil has been produced under Biden and Harris is inflated. You are absolutely pivoting away from that when you ask me what drives oil prices up and down. Okay, the question of what drives oil prices up and down is completely unrelated to you justifying your claim that the EIA's reporting on how much oil has been produced under Biden and Harris is inflated. Are you trying to gaslight me? Are you trying to literally gaslight me into believing that that's not that's not a pivot? Dude, you broke my neck there, man. For the 3.4 thousand people hanging out with us in here today, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, folks. We're gonna go ahead and get our next guest up in here while he's looking for that source. I really hope that he finds one. Let's go and get our next guest, Cole White, up in the box, y'all. It's so good to see you all. Make sure to spam MAGA down below in that chat. And then also, guys, make sure to go like my recent video. I reposted on this account. It's a minute-long video of me going over my experience on Jubilee. You should really check it out. And also, I had a lot of fun on Jubilee, guys. Chris, what is going on, man? It's so good to see you. Thank you for the fireworks. Chris, man, I was watching your stream last night. You're an absolute stand-up dude. W's for Chris in the chat. W's for Chris in the chat. And everyone coming in here, we just started off the stream for today, so make sure that we're double tapping. What's up, Kenny? Are you voting for Trump? Okay, Kenny's not here. Spam MAGA down below in that chat, y'all, if you want to come up. Oh, man, Chris is an absolute stand-up lad. Joe, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal, saying it's good to see me today. Dude, Joe, it's good to see you too. How about you just go ahead and refund that $20? I want to send it back to you because I also think it's great to see you. W's for Joe in that chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the $20 on PayPal. Seriously, man, you're here every day. I love you. What's up, Juan? Are you voting for Trump?
Hey, you're fucking pussy, bud.
Okay, why? Okay, see what I mean? Literal caveman logic. Can we get some rock emojis in the chat, like the two rocks that are click-clacking in his brain? We're going to move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute. The audacity. I swear. Hey, are you voting for Trump? Okay, they left. Guys, if you are in the queue, make sure that you're voting for Trump. We're just looking for some debates here today. And if you're one of the 4,000 people watching and you are voting for Trump, hop in that queue. We got our next guest loading up in here right now. What's up, Ravi? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump because I don't know if you know this, but remember, Biden was accused by Tara Reid for raping her, and I want to know, Trump may have raped a bunch of other women, but what about
How old are
Biden?
you?
I'm 13.
Jesus Christ. We're going to move on to our next guest. Holy shit. Okay. We got Caesar loading up in the box. Y'all, everyone just give us a minute. Okay, good Lord. Good Lord. Okay. All right. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest here, y'all. We got Brittany loading up in the box. By the way, guys, we only have 50. Okay, we actually have a lot of guest requests. I was gonna say that we only have 54. That's kind of a bit. What's going on, Brittany? Are you voting for Trump?
Nigger.
Okay. All right, dude. What's going on with the Republicans today? I apologize for the use of slurred, guys. What's up, Emily? Are you voting for Trump?
I'm not. I just wanted to come on here and say how much I love what you guys do. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Emily. I know that I had to kick you there because we are just looking for people who are voting for Trump, but I would just like to say thank you to Emily. Let's get some W's for Emily in that chat. I appreciate you too, Emily. You're awesome.
Hey,
What's up, Bobby? What's up, Doc? Are you guys voting for Trump? Okay. Bobby and Doc, are either of y'all here?
I'm on the EIA website right now, dude.
Okay, awesome. So real. I can't hear you when you're on pause. All right. Specifically speaking, you said that you had evidence to justify that the EIA has been inflating their numbers insofar as oil production under Biden and Harris. What's up, Anthony? Are you voting for Trump? Christine, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Why does no one want to talk to me? I feel so lonely. You guys are excluding me. Can anyone?
I said, yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Oh,
Doc.
my bad.
Okay. I'm just gonna talk to Anthony and Doc. So why are you guys voting for Trump?
No
Well,
racist.
you said Republicans lie all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just put this into perspective. Both parties lie out their ass. Plain and
A-Joke, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. And Cammy, thank you for the $20 on PayPal. Let's get some W's for A-Joke in the comment section. And then Cammy with the $20 as well. But Trump lies more than any other politician that has ever run our country. Like, he's the biggest fucking liar ever.
It doesn't matter about that part of it, though.
It does.
Because both policies from either candidate are going to take money from all of us. It doesn't matter. Where's Kamala going to get all this money at for her little so-called housing incentives and all this stuff? She's going to get it from us American people.
Oh, Doc, I have no clue where she's going to get that money from.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys, everybody falls into this category of believing every politician that they're going to do something. None of them ever do anything they're going to say.
Okay.
And you know this just as well as I do.
Sir, I actually do know exactly where that money's going to be coming from. The only reason I said I didn't is because I just wanted to take your words and use them against you later. But anyways, so her tax policy as a whole is indicated to cost $2.4 trillion. That's going to account for the bump in the child tax credit, like the 25,000 first-time homebuyer subsidies, the business owner subsidy as well. And this $2.4 trillion is going to come from a 7% increase in our corporate tax rate. The Treasury would estimate that is going to raise $1.3 trillion over 10 years. And then the remainder of the $1.1 trillion is going to come from introducing the unrealized capital gains tax on centimillionaires, increasing the realized capital gains tax for the same people. And then we have about a remainder of $300 to $400 billion there. That's going to come from granting Medicare a greater renegotiating ability with private pharmaceutical companies, saving government spending. Okay. But I want to ask you a question. Trump's tax cuts are estimated to cost about $4 trillion. Where is that money going to come from?
That's what I'm saying. It's a no-win situation with either one of them.
No, answer my question.
Where's it going to come from?
Yeah.
Probably tariffs and stuff from other countries, probably.
Probably. So tariffs, they're not going to happen. In order for it to work, you'd have to introduce a 10 to 20% flat rate tariff on all imports into our country. That would gut and destroy the low and the middle class. That will never be approved. They're not going to come from tariffs, point blank period, unless you just want to take money from poor people and give it to the rich people. So I just want to point out how you were dunking on me for quote unquote not knowing how Kamala Harris is going to pay for her tax policy, saying that I blindly follow these politicians without a clue in the world. You, sir, are exactly what you described.
Dude, I'm a 51-year-old man. I've seen a lot more presidents than you have.
Yeah, and it doesn't change that I'm still more educated in modern day politics.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old, sir.
You're
So,
20.
I appreciate you for the sunglasses.
Dude, so you're part of the Gen Z era.
Yeah, Gen Z, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the problem right there.
So I'm the problem. I'm so like the educated, rational, logical person in the situation.
I'm not
is the
saying
problem.
nothing about
No
your
wonder you're voting for
education.
Trump.
I'm not saying anything about your education.
Wait, I just want to clarify.
You're smart. You are pretty smart for what you're saying.
Hey, Doc, real quick. So you said that I'm the problem. The educated, rational individual is the problem. No wonder you're voting for Trump, because that means you think that Kamala Harris is the problem. I get it now. It all makes sense.
Dude, she's just as bad as him.
No, she's not. She's not a rapist. She's not a 34 count felon. She hasn't said that all black people are lazy. She hasn't sexualized little girls. She hasn't tried to coup our country. No, she's
That's
definitely not as
because
bad
they're
as that.
trying to put him in crosshairs just so he doesn't get in office.
Apparently, he's trying to put himself in crosshairs. He's the one that said on the CBS interview in 1992 that he wanted to date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. And he's the one that admitted to the Supreme Court that he tried to steal the election with the use of fake slates of electorates in 2020 from Biden. No. So he's put himself in the crosshairs. Does that mean that Donald Trump wants Donald Trump to lose?
Where did you read all that?
Well, it's not reading. I have audio clips. Would you like to hear a clip of him sexualizing a 10-year-old girl? Yes, no, maybe so.
Sure, go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go and pull it up, man. So here's Donald Trump in 1992.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Okay, yeah. So as you see here, right, I'm not reliant on speculatory hearsay or just far left bias reporting on the basis of no evidence. I literally have audio clips of Donald Trump doing these things.
That doesn't answer anything. That could be
That's
him
the-
being a jokester too.
Okay, it's okay to joke about sexualizing little girls?
He didn't sexualize her. He said dating her in 10 years.
Okay, what
That's
relevant
not sexualizing anybody.
Okay, so what relevant quality was he evaluating in the fifth grader to determine that he'd date her in 10 years? Was it her personality? No, it wasn't. He essentially said, she's real cute. I can't wait till she's legal so I could sleep with her. And that's the problem.
Okay. I see the issue you have with him. That's fine. I have no issue with that.
So why do you think that Trump is better than Harris?
Why do I think Trump's better than Harris? Probably because he's straightforward about everything.
Aaron, thank you for the $25 on Venmo for the boomers. Let's get some W's for Aaron in the chat. Thank you for the $25. You're super duper awesome, Aaron. Massive W for Aaron in the chat. Thank you for the $25. He's not straight up at all. He lied over 30,000 times during his presidency, and he told the biggest lie that any sitting U.S. president has ever told when he denied the outcome of the 2020 election. We even have a former advisor of his that served on his last campaign that has came out and said that Donald Trump can't distinguish between what is true and what is false. He will literally just lie. And if it happens to not be a lie, people will accept it as true. But if it doesn't, he doesn't really care. He's not straight up at all. He's also not straight up about his healthcare policy. Apparently just has concepts of a plan. He's not straight up if he'd veto a federal abortion ban. He's not straight up about how he's going to pay for his tax policy. He's not straight up about how he plans to make anyone's life better, because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to make your life better. He wants to make his own life better.
Well, technically, he wants to make America better because he wants to keep everything in the United States instead of using the outside sources.
Okay, I have a question. So would banning all Muslims from coming into our country make America better?
I didn't say banning Muslims. I'm talking about like fuel. I'm talking about like energy. I'm talking about like everything else, not people.
Yeah, so we could talk about like fuel, energy, economy next. But my question to you is, if we were to ban all Muslims from entering into our country today with a total and complete shutdown, would that make America better?
I have no problem with people coming into this country as long as they're coming in legally.
Yeah, so then we'd agree here that wouldn't make America better. In fact, that's literal religious persecution that would make America worse. Would you agree?
Depends on what you're bringing them in for.
Would literally a total and complete shutdown of all Muslims entering, rather it's through legal migration or rather it's just for tourism or travel, they're on a green card, student visa, it doesn't matter. A total and complete shutdown. Would that make America better or worse? It's very simple, man.
I would probably say it would make it a little better.
Okay, wow. Would it make America better if we were to ban all Christians coming into our country?
No.
So then why would it make it better to ban all Muslims from coming into our country?
I didn't say I would make it better banning them coming in. I said it wouldn't hurt if they came in, if they were here for the right reasons, is what I was saying.
Okay, so you would agree that religiously persecuting all new Muslims from entering would make America worse, right? Hopefully,
yeah, it would. I wouldn't say it would make it worse. But
holy shit! One second. Would banning all new Christians or banning all new white people or banning all new black people from coming into our country make our country worse?
Yeah, that would definitely make it worse. Depending on if you're talking legally or illegally.
Literally all means of entry, okay? So if banning all new Christians coming into our country would make our country worse, why wouldn't banning all new Muslims?
Like I said, if they came in legally, it wouldn't hurt the country.
You're literally so lost, brother, okay? I'm going to go and repeat this for the last time. You are so incredibly lost. It's mind-boggling. It's insane. It's just insane how lost you are, my guy. So what I'm asking you is if it would make America worse to ban all new Muslims coming into our country via every mean. I'm talking about legal migration, asylum seekers, tourists, people coming here on student visas, people coming here for legal vacations, taking a plane from the UK to America, right? Or would that make America worse?
Yeah, it would make America worse.
So you just conceded and agreed that Donald Trump wants to make America worse.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
So when did he say that?
Yeah, 2015. When he was running for presidency the first time. 2016, actually.
Do you know what state was that in that he did that?
I don't know the state. This was at a rally. I couldn't tell you which state. Honestly, you're not really out of much here. I'm going to move on. I do appreciate you for coming up there, man. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're watching the live and you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms compared to about 30 here on TikTok. I appreciate everyone for the love today. And make sure that you guys are double tapping away in that phone screen too. I want to try to get up to 10,000 viewers today, and it really helps us out to get more people in here if you guys are double tapping. What's up, J-Hump? Are you voting for Trump? Okay, J-Hump's not here. We're going to move on to our next guest. Spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up and debate. Dolly in the chat says you're amazing. I love you, Dolly. You're phenomenal. All right, J-Hump's not here. Moving on to our next guest. We're at 7K. Let's go, bro. What's up, man? Are you voting for Trump? Okay,
Hello?
they're not here. Hi, how old are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I love you. I love you so much. Oh,
How old are you, Mally?
I'm 30. I just
you
kind
voting
of
for
wanted to
Trump?
come on here and say that Gen Z, especially with the younger generation, y'all are coming up as one of the most sharpest tools in the shed, if you get my meaning, with the situation, especially as a millennial. You're really giving us hope with everything that's going on with the election right now. I know it's been insanity and everything, but I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate the hard work and what you've been doing, trying to.
Thank you so much, Mally. Let's get some W's for Mally in the chat. And Kayla and Alicia, thank you both for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Massive W's for Mally down below. Ethan, what's up? Are you voting for Trump? Dude, this guy's like playing with a fucking toy. Dude, I swear to God, what is going on our live today? Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I'm gonna vote for Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
sound
start.
old, so I sound young.
No, dude, you're good. We're gonna go ahead and start this conversation off very, very easy. Would
Yeah.
you ever vote for someone that's been held civilly liable for violently sexually abusing or raping a woman?
Well, the reason I want to, that's a very nice question to start off on. The reason I want to vote for Trump, and I'm going to vote for Trump, is because he's going to extend the tax cuts. And I think that I'm in favor of small government involvement and putting more money in the hands of people. I don't trust the government to squander money. Like, you look at all the places that they've just wasted money on things that we don't need. I would rather have that money in the hands of American people who are going to spend it how they choose. I'm a free market person. I agree with putting more money in the hands of Americans. And I listen to Kamala Harris speak, and she always uses the same lines. And she talks about how she's not going to tax anyone who makes under a certain amount of money. But the Trump tax cuts expire. So she has to implement a new tax plan. Okay. And to say that it would not go up for people who are making under a certain amount of money is just a lie, because she has to implement a tax plan. And we had the largest tax cuts in history. So she's just lying.
Okay, so first of all, what you just told was a lie that Trump has repeated incessantly for years, that he
Extending
gave the largest
tax cuts?
that he gave the largest tax cuts in history. No, he didn't.
It was under his
second of
administration,
all,
though. I'm good.
His Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was not the largest tax cuts that we've had here at home in America. Nixon gave larger tax cuts, okay? I think he gave the third or the fourth largest tax cuts that we've had here at home in America. Now, secondly, you say that you don't like reckless government spending. So
Yeah.
Donald Trump's tax plan would include reckless government spending. Kamala Harris's wouldn't. He has no plan on how he wants to pay for the $4 trillion that would be accrued in debt-related spending associated with his tax cuts for another 10 years. Kamala Harris knows exactly how she's going to pay for her 10-year tax plan that costs $2.4 trillion. So if you don't like reckless government spending, you'd be voting for Harris within this respect, because she knows who she wants to cut taxes for, she knows exactly how much it's going to cost, and she knows exactly how she's going to pay for it. Donald Trump knows who he wants to cut taxes for. He knows exactly how much it's going to cost, but he has no clue how he's going to pay for it.
Okay, so he has mentioned tariffs before, right? And
I thought that you believe in the free market.
No, I do.
Tariffs,
No.
tariffs are a restriction on the free market.
They absolutely are. But can I just explain one point?
Yeah.
they-
So already contradicting your own views, but please explain away.
No, because I'm not. Okay, listen. You have to listen to like the facts, because they did a study on this. I look into, what I see. So they had tariffs under Trump's administration. They had reimpose ones. Okay, and then what they saw was that 80 cents on the dollar was passed on to foreign producers, and only 20 cents on the dollar was passed on to American consumers. So why would that not be beneficial? I'm not in favor of huge tariffs and over-imposing tariffs. But
Tariffs are bad because they destroy American-owned businesses and they cause inflation. Okay, so
they destroy American-owned businesses.
Yeah, like Trump's tariffs specifically. What did they do to American farmers? They bankrupted them. Donald Trump had to bail out American farmers with $28 billion because his tax cuts reduced their agricultural exports. But I would like to make it very known that this is a massive pivot away from my original question that I asked you. My original question that I asked you is if you would ever vote for someone that's been held civilly liable for violently abusing or raping a woman.
Okay, I would vote for someone who aligns with me politically.
Okay, and if a rapist aligned with you politically, would you vote for a rapist?
Dude, the way you pose questions is so ridiculous.
That's really not a ridiculous question at all.
Hold on. There are 70+ million people who are going to vote for Trump.
Okay, and there's millions of white supremacists that thought it was okay to own slaves, and there's millions of men and women that thought women shouldn't have the right to vote in 1920. Go ahead, finish your sentence.
Okay,
yeah, so you don't even want to finish your sentence now, because now you understand how ridiculous it is to say just because a lot of people support a candidate doesn't make them Jesus 2.0.
When did I say he was Jesus 2.0? I'm a Christian.
Oh, sorry, you're a Christian? But
yes.
You're voting, okay, so you're a Christian, but you're voting for the guy that has 34 felonies, defrauded young adults with Trump University, has violently sexually abused E. Jean Carroll, held liable for raping her, right? The same guy that has sexualized little girls saying he dated her in 10 years, this guy that went on Howard Stern's show on Sirius XM and boasted to him about walking into the changing rooms of half-naked teenage girls to inspect them while they're changing. Or do we want to reference in the early 2000s when he was secretly recorded on the Access Hollywood tape saying that he likes to grab women by the P word? And if Christians are all about equality, let's talk about how Donald Trump denied housing opportunity to black people in the 70s because they're black, or how he called all black people lazy in 1991, or how even just the other day he said that he's really surprised that Kamala Harris, a woman, is doing so good in the polls.
Okay, I heard what you had to say. Now it's my turn to speak, okay? So you have the forum of this debate is, why are you voting for Trump? So the second I try and talk about why I'm voting for Trump, you bring up why you're voting for Harris. It doesn't make any sense. I'm here to explain my position.
Okay, sure, yeah.
You don't allow me to.
Okay, fine. I will allow you to. So you said that you're voting for Trump because of his tax policy, and you also said that you don't like reckless government spending. His tax policy is estimated to cost. One moment,
dude. I want to speak.
I'm going to let you speak.
I didn't interrupt you.
I'm going to let you speak. In fact, I'm going to ask you a question about his tax policy, then I'm going to give you the open mic to respond to it. So his tax policy is estimated to cost about $4 trillion. Where's that money going to come from? Because if you can't tell me, apparently it's just reckless government spending, and that's something you said you don't like. So where's that money going to come from? Okay,
so Trump's spending in his first administration, you say it was reckless. I could partially agree with that. Now, what the number one, and this is by national polls, this isn't just my opinion, the number one topic for why people, are picking a side in this election is the economy. So if I look at Kamala Harris's economic policy,
so do we see how the reason I've cut you off?
I wanted to speak uninterrupted.
But do we see how the reason I've cut you off a bit, and the reason I'm cutting you off right now is because you're not answering my questions? The question I asked you is where are the $4 trillion?
You started talking about how Trump's rhetoric is bad, which we all agree with.
No, I asked you a very direct question. The question I asked you was specifically, where's the $4 trillion going to come from that Donald Trump's tax plan will cost for another 10 years? I'm not going to interrupt you if you answer my question. I really won't. I will let you speak as long as you answer my question, okay? But when I ask you a question and then you start rambling about something that's not answering my question, I'm not going to let you speak.
So wait, Harris wants to tax people more than Trump. So why is this the issue for you?
And that's another pivot. We could talk about Harris's tax plan next. We could talk about all the other reasons that you probably have to vote for Trump next. But right now, I want you to answer my question about where the $4 trillion is going to come from that's associated with Donald Trump's tax plan for another 10 years. Answer the damn question.
You're acting like he's abolishing taxes. He'll still tax people, but at a lower rate.
And there we go. Another non-answer. Are you like an AI bot?
I'm an AI bot. Now
you're breaking my neck every single time you speak.
Can I talk about economics as well?
You can respond to my question, and then you can talk about whatever you want after. You just have to respond to my question first.
You just said, where is he going to get it? I said taxes and tariffs, even though they're at a lower rate.
So he's going to pay for a $4 trillion deficit that is going to be created by a reduction in taxes with taxes. So that's like me saying that I'm going to get a wife by breaking up with my girlfriend.
Harris's budget is how much?
Okay, another pivot, man.
I'm asking a question. I'm genuine. Like you're the
Tax-
expert.
her tax
You're
plan
the
is going to
expert on
cost.
this,
Her
so-
tax plan is going to cost $2.4 trillion. I can tell you exactly how she's going to pay for it, but this is a pivot.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that more, but I want to talk about economics as well. I want to, we're clearly at like a stalemate. So
We're at a stalemate because you're not engaging with my questions.
okay, because I'm not as educated on that part as you are.
Okay, so is this
You're an
just you-
expert on this. This is your full time job.
Yeah, is this just you saying that you don't know where the $4 trillion is going to come from? It's going to cost for another
Not
10 years of Trump's tax
entirely.
code? Okay, fine. That's a completely fine answer, Nick. But the reason I wanted you to give me this answer is because one of the first things you told me is that Donald Trump is going to be your presidential pick because you like not having reckless government spending. But within this aspect of tax reform and economic policy, the only person that's recklessly spending is Donald Trump. He has no clue how he's going to pay for his tax cuts. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris has made her tax cuts self-sufficient over 10 years because she knows exactly how she's going to pay for them. So if you don't like reckless government spending within this aspect, you'd be voting for Harris, not voting for Trump.
Okay, well, you explain a lot of the times how you're voting for Harris specifically because of reasons pertaining to Trump's rhetoric and other things, which I completely understand.
No, it's because I don't want to vote for grapists. Would you ever vote for someone? Would you ever vote for a
finish
rapist?
my point. Can I finish my point?
Yeah, you can finish your point, but then I want you to ask I want you to answer the first
I'm
question.
just trying to finish my point. So
Yeah,
I
but-
look at Harris's economic
but then I want you to
policy,
answer.
right?
But then I want you
And
to
it
answer the first
includes
question I
things
asked.
like price controls, which are not a good thing. Any economist will look at it and say it's not a good thing. You know why? Because price controls cause shortages, which create black markets, and black markets create crime. Price controls are not a good thing. And I know you're going to go, oh, but Trump's looking to impose tariffs. I already explained to you how tariffs, first of all, he had tariffs in his first administration. They were reimposed, a lot of them, and a lot of them were kept by Harris and Biden's administration. That's point A.
Do we have
Then,
a short of it? Do we have a short?
point
Do we have
B,
a, do
hold
we have a
on.
short of it of insulin?
They talked about this in the debate, and I was listening to it, and then I looked into it. Okay, let me just finish my point. See, now I can't. I lose my train of thought because you interrupt me. It's just rude. So,
Hey Nick, do
price
you need to
controls are-
one second? I gotta ask you a
price
question.
controls are not a good.
I gotta
economic
ask
policy.
you a question. Do you
They're
need
not
a
a good
Kleenex?
policy. Price controls are not a good economic policy, and there's a reason you don't talk about them on your lives.
I have a question. Do we have a shortage of insulin here today at home in the U.S.?
Do we have a shortage of insulin?
No, we don't.
Yes.
We have a shortage of it. We do.
Well, considering the price is high, very high, you would assume that there's a shortage and it's in high demand.
So okay.
You could
So
always
don't
have
know
more
basics.
insulin.
So you don't know your basics about macroeconomics. So the reason that we have a high price of insulin is because the demand for insulin is inelastic, which essentially means that they could charge as much as they want. Okay, that's called price gouging, and that's what Kamala Harris is saying that a lot of these grocery stores or producers of goods are doing with the bare necessities to live. So her quote unquote price controls is in all reality just anti-price gouging legislation. And the reason that this won't create a shortage is because this will only limit producers or sellers insofar as how much profit they can make. If they are not charging an
hold on.
exorbitant amount of money for their product and they're not generating an exorbitantly high unethical level of profit, well then this policy would not be enacted. In order to create a shortage of a good within this respect, right, she would have to be capping the price below market equilibrium. However, price gouging necessarily extends beyond market equilibrium, okay? So that's why it wouldn't create a shortage. If you knew your basics about macroeconomics, you'd understand this fact. But I'm going to ask you the first question that I asked you in this debate once again. If you do not
Why
answer,
would you ask
I'm going
the
to politely
same
move
question?
on. Because you didn't answer.
You ask, hold on. You ask why I'm voting for him, and I'm trying to explain my position. That's the whole point.
So Nick, with all due respect, I will remove you from my stream if you do not answer the question that I asked you the moment you join this live. I will repeat my question. My question was, would you ever vote for someone that has been held civilly liable for violently sexually abusing or raping a woman?
I will vote for Donald Trump.
Okay, so you would vote for someone that's been held liable for raping a woman. Would you ever vote for someone that's been held liable for raping a little girl?
He's been proven to do that.
That's not the question I asked you. I'm saying if Donald Trump were to
Why
have
would
been
I-
held liable for
why would
raping
I
a little
vote for
girl,
someone-
would you still vote for him?
Yeah, why would I vote for someone who did that? He hasn't been proven to do that.
Okay, so you said that you wouldn't vote for someone that's been held liable for raping a little girl, but you would vote for someone that's been held liable for raping an adult woman. So why would you vote for him in one scenario but not the other?
why would I vote? Because an adult, adults like interact differently than adults and a child. Obviously, why would you not be in favor of protecting children? That's such a stupid question.
Okay, so you're saying if you vote for someone that's been held liable for raping a little girl, you're not in favor of protecting children. Therefore, if you vote for someone that's been held liable of raping an adult woman, you're not in favor of protecting women. So why are you not in favor of protecting women, Nick?
Because there's one. No, that's not even. You're putting words in my mouth.
I literally
Because
just
there's
used
a
your own
case of
logic
it.
against you, sir.
Because you're comparing having a relationship with a younger woman or a child to an adult. That's what you're doing.
Is it not okay to compare raping a little girl to raping an adult?
Oh, someone in the chat said, Nick, you sound sick right now. I do have a cold.
Wait, are
Sorry.
you saying it's unreasonable to compare raping an
That was
adult
just
to raping
funny.
a kid?
I couldn't hear you.
Also, it's not a relationship in any scenario, right? Rape is not a
Wait, can you
relationship.
repeat? I didn't hear
Rape is a
you.
violent offense.
I didn't hear you, your question.
Yeah, so my question was, do you think so are you calling me outrageous for comparing Donald Trump raping a little girl to raping an adult woman?
I would say that they're different. There are different crimes.
Okay, so why is raping an adult woman not sufficiently bad for you not to vote for him, but raping a little girl is?
Well, I think that the justice system has not treated him fairly on those accounts where sorry, I just got a phone call, where he's been accused of doing those things. There might be some truth to it, but to the way that it's been blown out of proportion, I don't feel that if he wasn't running for president that it would be the same scenario. I feel like it would be very different.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. So you're essentially telling me that you don't think that he actually raped an adult woman. So what's his victim's name, and what's one piece of evidence that she submitted to the court to prove that Donald Trump had raped her?
Whether he has or hasn't. What I'm saying is that if you go through anyone's life with a fine-tooth comb, you can find a crime about almost any in favor of any
really,
crime.
Nick?
So if
oh,
he did
really,
do
Nick?
it, then
Oh, really, Nick? Wait, so you're telling
how
me
would
if
I
I
be
went
in
through
favor
your
of
life with a,
crime?
you're telling me that if I went through your life with a fine-tuned comb, I would find that you've raped someone? Are you
No,
a rapist, Nick?
No, I would say like speeding. Like if
Oh, wait. No,
you
no.
could find,
But
like,
you
a
just told
speeding
me that you're still
violation.
voting for Trump, even though he's raped a woman, because he's been looked through and picked through with a fine-tuned comb. Okay, right?
I
but
said
we're
I
talking
would
about literally
vote for Trump
raping a
because of
woman
his
here.
economic
So would
policy.
you say that all men have raped a woman?
No. Why
Okay,
would I?
so then obviously, right, Donald Trump is not just one of the many that have raped a woman under special scrutiny. No, he is going to be an exorbitantly bad human being that has engaged in an action that most haven't. But I would like to clarify, even if most have engaged in such an action, that wouldn't discount how terrible it is. Like, for instance, a lot of white people would own black people's property 250 years ago here at home in America, but that doesn't mean that it gets proportionately better every single time someone does it, okay? All right? The first man to own a slave was as bad as the last man to own a slave. And that's a fact,
Yeah.
Nick.
No, I know. I agree with that.
Ike, I appreciate you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you for the love,
I'm
Ike and
voting-
Kelsey. Thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Thank you, Ike and Kelsey. W's for Ike and Kelsey in the chat. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat my question because I still have not gotten
Well,
an
the
answer.
reason I want to vote for Trump is because of his economic policy.
And the reason that I want to
also
speak is
think
because you
that-
haven't answered my question. So which one
I
is it
also
going to be?
think that the
Nick?
border, and this is like a fact.
Okay, I'm gonna
the
count down
border
from
was
5
more
before I put you on
secure.
mute.
The more, why would you put me on mute if I'm explaining my position?
Yeah, because you never answered my question, man. You're not explaining your answer to my question. So you said you would vote for Trump if he's raped an adult woman, but you wouldn't vote for Trump if he's raped a little girl. I've asked you this question 4 times now. If I have to ask you a fifth, I'm going to kick you. So either answer the question, or I'm going to move on. It's very simple, Nick. You could go ahead and mute. Go ahead, Nick.
Hello?
Answer the question.
So, are you in favor of free speech? Because you keep muting people. It's rude.
Okay, Nick. So that's another pivot. I'm being very lenient with you here. I am in favor of.
I'm voting for Donald Trump. I've answered your question.
Okay. All right. Well, Nick, that's not an answer to my question. Can you
I
repeat
did.
my question?
You just framed him as this person who's committed the crime, and I said that yes, I would vote for him.
I appreciate you for coming up, Nick. We're going to move on to our next guest here, y'all. For the 9,000 people hanging out with us in here today, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. If you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on the platform. Nick was just a little bit too behind for us, right? He was lagging behind in the convo. What's up, Dill? Are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay. Why so, man? Why do you want the tyrannical dictator and day one fascist in the Oval Office?
Okay. So first, I'd like to go back to your argument on the rape of E. Jean Carroll.
Could you say grape, please? Not I say grape. And Zalo, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Zalo. Yeah, take it away, man.
Yeah. So, have you ever heard that like E. Jean Carroll said that like grape is sexy?
So she actually didn't say that. Would you like to?
No, she did. She said that people think grape is sexy.
Oh, okay. Now you got it right. So she didn't say that she thinks grape is sexy. She said that other people think grape is sexy and that it shouldn't be viewed as sexy because it is violent. Now, that is an unfortunate fact to the world that we live in. Grape is heavily sexualized.
No one thinks
within
grape is sexy. That's a weird thing to say.
Okay, what is
especially when you're
CNC?
Do what?
What is CNC?
It's consensual non-consent.
And you said no one thinks grape is sexy.
Well, there's fantasies that people have, but
okay, self-dunked.
For the most part, most people don't think that it's the actual performance of grape is sexy. That's a weird thing to think, don't you think?
No, actually, I wouldn't say it's weird at all to say that most people think that grape is sexy because it is heavily fantasized and turned into like a romantic, erotic behavior within our media, within our television, within our books, within like sexual kinks. So this statement that most people think grape is sexy, right, is not an estranged statement in the slightest. However, right, even if she said that most people think grape is sexy and most people don't think grape is sexy, doesn't mean that she didn't get graped. If I am like a factually incorrect debater, if I come on TikTok every single day and say things that are wrong, and then I get graped, that doesn't automatically devalue or devalue the fact that I'm a victim. Okay, right? So we say the same thing for E. Jean Carroll here. So E. Jean Carroll saying that most people think that grape is sexy is absolutely true, right? But given the fact that you'd contest that, saying that no, most people don't, that doesn't invalidate the fact that she's a victim of grape.
I never said it did, but it's
okay.
Just
So
a
then you
weird
believe
thing
that
to
Donald
say
Trump is a rapist
after you are raped. Great.
No, I don't think it is. Who are you to say that her recognizing that we live in a society that upholds grape and we live in a patriarchy that propounds grape culture and more harm against women is a weird thing for a victim to say, sir? Well, maybe I think you need to reconsider your vote in November because you want to vote for the guy that has raped a woman. What is that going to do for the social consequences that we as a society should uphold against rapists? We're supposed to socially scrutinize, stigmatize, and limit their opportunity, but instead you're saying, I want to put him in the highest ranking and position of power known to mankind. What do you think that's going to do for more victims, more harm towards women?
You want to know something? Kamala Harris, when during the
Ricky, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, and Samantha with the $10 as well. Ricky says keep up the good fight, and Samantha says keep dunking on these losers. Thank you, Ricky and Samantha. W's for Ricky and Samantha in the chat.
During the Democratic primary of 2020, she told Kamala Harris said that she believed some of Joe Biden's accusers, and yet still went on to be his vice president.
Yeah, sure. Could you give me a clip?
Yeah, I actually can.
Awesome. Yeah, so go ahead and get me that. Go ahead and get me that clip. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got Mr. D loading up in the box while he's finding that source, y'all. For the 9,000 people hanging out with us in here today, welcome in. I'm guessing a lot of y'all know me from the Jubilee video. I'm Dean, and like I said, I do this for a living. I do this every single day. This is my get down. Also, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen, folks. Let's try to get up to 1 million likes here on TikTok. Hit that follow button if you haven't already, and if you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, or my bio. You'll get a shout out. I'll read your name off. You could even attach a message for me to read off on live. It's great. We're going to move on to our next guest. Also, y'all make sure to go like my repost. This is my backup account. I reposted a video from my main and talking about my experience on Jubilee. It's worth checking out. But hop in the queue if you're voting for Trump. We have a lot of people attempting to load up right now. We're just looking for our next guest. Of course. We're having fun today, dude. A lot of debates. We got Robert loading up into the box. We're just trying to find literally anyone. What's up, Robert? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why so?
Well, we have a rare situation here where we finally get to see both candidates and both their work, you know? And to be honest, just based off seeing both their work, I like how we were doing better under Trump. Inflation was better. The economy was better. The world was doing better. I could afford to live, not survive. I do understand they both got hit with COVID. I do take that in consideration. Sorry.
Okay, I have a question for you. How did Biden and Harris cause inflation, or how did Biden and Harris cause the economy?
Not that they didn't cause it, they just didn't do as much as they should have to kept it in control.
Okay, name one thing that they did to keep it under control.
Name one thing that they did to keep it under control?
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to keep it under control.
Oh, they didn't
in
do
my
anything.
opinion.
So
no,
this is,
now
this is the
they
thing.
made
Robert,
it seem
I'm
like
gonna
they did something,
go
but they
talk.
didn't.
I'm going to go to talk. So this is the
Okay.
thing. This is why I think that Republicans are ignorant.
Well, I'm not a
in fact,
Republican.
they handled you're ignorant. Trump voters are ignorant. Sorry.
Okay, so
they
correct
handled
yourself,
They handled the yeah. I'll correct myself. At the end of the day, you're still the ignorant one. They
Am I?
handled the inflation onset by COVID out of any other leadership in the G7. Right, every single country around the world was hit by the inflation onset by the pandemic, but we had the best response because of the policy enacted by Biden and Harris. Okay, right. So they enacted.
We had the
PACT
best
Act that-
response.
Yes.
Sorry. I can't really speak on that because I don't really know anything about any other how the other countries did in their current situation, as I wasn't there. I can only speak on where I was. I don't think we did very well.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
if
So
we were the
what
best,
should they
if
have
we were
done?
the best, really. I don't know how any country is doing alive right now because we did horrible. I felt.
Ron, thank you for the $10 on PayPal saying gifts for dunking on the MAGA chuds.
But,
I appreciate you for the love, Ron. W's for Ron in the chat. And Cassandra with a $5 on Venmo. Robert with a $20 on Venmo from a boomer. Awesome live. I love you,
Wasn't me.
Robert. W's for Robert and Ron in the chat. And Macy with a $25 on Venmo. W's for Macy, W's for Roberts, and W's for Ron, y'all.
Dean,
Thank you
do
so
mind
much.
if I ask you a question, and then
No,
I'll
I
be
asked
happy
you a
to-
question.
I'm sorry. Repeat your question then.
So what should have Biden and Harris done to deal with the inflation onset by the pandemic better?
What should they have done? To be honest, I don't know what they should have done. That's their job to know. I mean, there's a lot that they should have done. There's a lot that could have been done. I felt. I mean, I think they
name
should
it.
know
What
how
should they
to
have
do
done?
it. They should know how to get it done. But I don't know. I didn't feel that they did it. I don't feel that they were really there.
Alyssa, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. So here's your
sorry.
issue, Robert.
sorry.
So
Okay.
you are saying that Biden and Harris didn't give an adequate response to the inflation onset by the pandemic. Okay.
I
And
don't
the
think
reason
that
I
they did
take
as much
issue,
to
I'm going to put you on
maintain
mute. And the reason I take issue with this statement is because they did better than any other global leadership and the G7. And the second reason I take issue with this statement is that you can't tell me what they should have done. Okay? Right? So that means that this claim that they didn't do enough to deal with it is not driven by fact, logic, rhyme, or reason. It's driven by your own biases and emotion. Now, you can dispute that and you could prove me wrong that you're not just merely in your feelings right now by giving me any reason to believe that they didn't do enough. Because just stating that the inflation incurred meant they didn't do enough is an invalid argument. The inflation onset by the stimulus provided to our economy was inevitable. And in fact, that was a preventive measure insofar as like reducing the chance that our country goes into a recession. But if we want to talk about what policy, what administration has been more effective and has worked more for the American people, that administration is going to be Biden and Harris. Let's play a little bit of a game. I want you to name one policy that Donald Trump influenced get passed through Congress that benefited the low and the middle class more so than rich people. And for every policy that you name, I'll name 3 of Biden and Harris's.
First Step Act.
First Step Act, he did not influence that to get passed. In fact, it was influenced under Obama's administration, passed under Trump's. And that
What?
question was to Robert.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. There was like an echo on my side.
Name one
I did
policy
hear-
that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that benefited the low and the middle class more so than the top 1%.
By heart, I probably couldn't tell you by heart. I'd have to search it up, to be honest. I don't know them by heart very well.
Could you
I
just
have
name
a-
one policy that he's influenced to get passed in general?
By heart, no, probably not.
Okay, so if you don't know one damn thing that Trump's done, how could you say that he's better to lead our country than Biden and Harris?
I could tell you, I just don't have the exact list. I mean, I can't tell you the exact name of a policy, just because I'm not good with names.
Kathy, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for that love. Let's get some W's in the comment section for Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy. And Purdy with the $100. Yo! Thank you for the love,
$100.
Purdy. Let's go. Massive W's for Purdy in the chat. Thank you so much for the $100. That is insane. Thank you so much, Purdy. Thank you so much, Alyssa and Elaine, for the $5 as well. But let's get some massive W's for Purdy in that chat literally right now, folks. $100 is crazy. Thank you so much. And Camille with the $25 on Venmo for proving that Trump supporters have no valid reasons to vote for Trump except bias and racism. Absolutely, Camille. W's for Camille as well. And Kathy with a $10 on Venmo for telling them facts. Laura with a $5 for exposing the idiocy. And Patrick with a $5 to bring them down. I love y'all so much. W's in the chat for our donors. I actually want to ask you a question, Robert.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just real quick, if you didn't mind, could I ask you a question before you ask me?
Yeah,
it's not.
okay.
It's not even a bad question. If you had to have any person to be president, who would you want? Anyone?
Me.
You?
Me. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
My question is.
Anyone other than you, I guess.
Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg. Yeah. So my question to you is, right? Would you still vote for Trump if he specifically tried to ban all new Christian entries into our country?
If he specifically, and he actually said this?
No. If he said that he wanted to ban all new Christians coming into our country with a total and complete shutdown, would you still vote for Trump?
I mean, is that the only reason, just because they're Christian?
Yes.
Then no.
Okay. All right. So seemingly, you wouldn't vote for Trump if he wanted to ban all new Muslims coming into our country either.
Well,
right?
firstly, real quick, I will answer that. But just because one leader has one bad policy, I'm sure you disagree
Larry, I paid you
with
for $3 on Venmo.
I'm sure you disagree with Kamala on some
we'll
issues,
talk,
right?
I'm not going to entertain your pivot, man. I'm literally
no, I'm not going to pivot. I told you. No, I told you I was going to go right back into the thing.
You're saying words right now that it don't
What
matter.
did you say specifically? Would you vote for the?
Cool. So you said that you wouldn't vote for Donald Trump if he wanted to ban all new Christians from entering into our country?
Yes.
Would you vote for Trump if he want? Okay, Robert, no. Quite frankly, no. Do I either shut up or I'm going to put you on mute again?
Free speech is not yours.
Purdy, thank you so much for the boxing gloves. I really appreciate you for the love. W's for Purdy in the chat. Thank you so much. Massive W's for Purdy right now. Thank you so much for the boxing gloves. You are phenomenal. I value constructive and productive dialogue over free speech.
And I was going to answer your
speech.
question. I was going to go ahead and answer your question. I was, if you would just let me finish, which you don't like to do.
Okay, so my question to you was, you said that you wouldn't vote for Donald Trump if he wanted to ban all new Christians coming into our country. So would you want to vote for Donald Trump if he wanted to ban all new Muslims from entering our country?
That's where I was going to say I should have corrected myself, because just off so here's what I was going to say. Just off that one thing, we have to take in consideration everything else he's doing. If that's the only, I mean, that's a horrible thing. That is, and that's a one horrible thing. But let's take in consideration if it was him versus another candidate who wanted to do much worse. Just because this person does this one bad thing doesn't mean that all their policies are messed up. Doesn't mean that all their reasoning is messed up. So I should have corrected myself with the correction myself. I mean, you say I wouldn't vote for this person just because of this. No, I'd have to take in consideration a lot more. And
if the opposing candidate has done something worse, then you'd still vote for them. So I have a question for you.
No, not something worse. It depends on policy. Not only policy, it depends on who's going to put America. So
Robert,
probably not explain this in the best possible way.
Would you still vote for Trump in November if he wanted to ban all new Christians from entering into our country?
That's where it's that's where I'm thinking in a more of a because you're thinking what you're saying, but are we saying this and all of his other policies stay the exact same?
Would you still vote for Trump in November if he wanted to ban all new Christians from entering into our country?
So, which is why I just asked, are we saying with this scenario...
Nothing is going to change.
Oh, sorry, Dean.
We live in the world that we do. He just wants to ban all new Christians. Answer or you're kicked.
So that's the only difference? And that's the...
Yes. Answer my damn question or I'm going to kick you. You have 5 seconds.
Whoa. That's the only absolute reason, because they're Christian, then... And everything else stays the same? I don't know. That's a hard one. That is a hard one. It is because, in this scenario, you're saying he wants to ban, he doesn't want people to come in.
Chrissy, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo. I really do appreciate you for that love. Let's get some W's for Chrissy in that chat. We kicked him. Thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo for the pivot free zone. Absolutely, Chrissy. I really appreciate you for the love. W's for Chrissy down below. And Snooty, thank you for the cheer squad. You are awesome. What's up, John? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay, why the hell are you doing that, bud? You're on pause, man. If you can't see me, I can't hear you, John, so you got to come back to your TikTok app.
Shit. Is this me?
Yeah, I got you. So why the hell you want to? Why the hell do you want to vote for Trump?
Because I think it's his conservative policies versus Kamala's progressive.
Okay, like what specific policies of Donald Trump's do you like, or what specific policies of Harris's do you not like?
Pick one.
You pick one, man.
All right, let's talk about abortion.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you think that abortion is murder?
As a couple of men, are we allowed to talk about abortion? I think we are. I was curious in Roe versus Wade. Who was
listen? Some people may disagree, but I'm going to shit on you when we talk about abortion. See, I'm going to be honest. I allow men to talk about abortion on my platform
That's what I thought.
because it won't benefit you at the end of the day.
Because
Because it's gonna leave your ass a little bit hurt. So yeah, are you pro-life? Do you think that abortion's wrong?
So in Roe versus Wade, who was Roe and who was Wade?
I don't know who Roe or Wade was.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think that abortion is murder?
How did Roe versus Wade make abortion legal in America?
By protecting access to abortion under the 14th Amendment right to freedom of privacy and health care.
Did you know that all 50 states had access to abortion prior to Roe v. Wade?
Not a clue. Do you think that abortion is murder?
It depends when the baby's aborted. I think a lot of people can make the argument that a spark of light happens at conception, and that's the soul. A lot of people can say maybe it happens when the heart starts to beat. Some people say when it's viable. I don't have an opinion. You know why I don't have an opinion, Dean? Because I'm a man. Why should I have an opinion on abortion?
Okay, well, if you don't think that men should be able to have an opinion on abortion, then how come you're voting for Donald Trump, the guy that elected 3 justices to the Supreme Court to strictly overturn Roe v. Wade, which put access to abortion in the hands of all white men in Congress?
To answer your question, could you ask it again without all the extra stuff on it? What was it?
So Donald Trump took that decision, took that opinion, took that choice out of the hands of 170 million American women and girls, and he put it into the hands of the white men in Washington, D.C.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, first of all, Trump hired conservative judges. Yes, they would probably play a part in overturning Roe v. Wade, but they're also going to play a part in a lot of other law, too.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he took credit for it. He said while he was electing the judges, he specifically elected them to overturn Roe v. Wade, and he's took credit ever since, right? So, I mean, once again, listen, here's what my thoughts are on legal access to abortion. I think if you want to put the most power into the hands of the people, which is the most commonly recited reason why one would support Roe v. Wade from being overturned, you should take that power and put it in the hands of every single American woman and girl. Now, how do we put that power in the hands of every single American woman and girl? Through federal protection. See, it's a paradox here. Sending it from the federal level to the state level to put more power in the hands of the people. Well, hypothetically, what if we were to send it from the state level to the county level to put even more hands in the power of the people? From the county level to the household level, from the household level into the hands of each and every individual woman and girl.
That's the argument. That's the argument against what you would like to see, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to see it in the hands of every single woman and girl, man.
All right. So if it's a federal law that bans abortion, how does every woman and child in America then have access to abortion or a voice if it's a federal ban?
Wait, John, I want to make sure. Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, you're really confusing me. So I'm going to go to move on. They don't have that power. That's why you shouldn't vote for Trump. Cammy, I appreciate you for the happy weekend. You're awesome. Thank you so much for the love. And Camille, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo saying pro-life, pregnancy deaths up to 50% in Texas since Roe v. Wade repealed. Deadass. Camille, I really appreciate you for the $10. You're phenomenal. Thank you, Camille, for the $10. What's up, Punk? Are you voting for Trump?
Hell no, I'm not. I love you so much. Clock all these people. Love you.
Hey, WWW. Luba, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents on Venmo. Asking a question. I'll go to read that off here in a little bit. But thank you so much for the $6 and the 66 cents while we're getting our next guest up in here. Question. Did anyone record your live yesterday while you were giving commentary to my Solo Jubilee video? Yeah, I did. I recorded it. Mira, thank you for the Rosie. I appreciate you for the love. We get our next guest popping up in here. And once again, guys, if you do want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio, y'all. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms, but we're going to move on to our next guest right now. We got our next guest loading up. What's going on? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you want a grapist, felon, fraudster, woman sexualizer in our Oval Office?
So y'all talked about abortion. Y'all talked about the economy. I want to talk about just international relations regarding Russia, Ukraine, China.
Yeah, vote for Harris because she's not Putin's puppet. She didn't believe Putin over U.S. intelligence. Vote for Harris to stand against Russian expansion. Donald Trump said that Donald Trump doesn't want Ukraine to win the war. Ukraine winning the war means no Russian expansion. Anything else means Russian expansion. Thank you so much for the galaxy. I really appreciate you for that. Vote for Harris to get our hands out of Israel. She wants to reach a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Palestine. Donald Trump wants to continue to fund Israel to win the war. When it comes to foreign relations, vote for Harris.
See, the way I see it, Donald Trump was just a better negotiator when it came to international relations.
No. Would a good negotiator believe a foreign dictator over U.S. intelligence?
It's a good question.
The answer is no, and that's why he's not a good. That's why he's not a good negotiator. Yeah. Oh,
So,
man, terrible.
do you have? Because I'm kind of on the fence. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle with both parties. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican.
Okay, well, if you're in the middle, let me ask you this question: would you
Yes,
ever
sir.
vote for someone that's been held liable for violently raping a woman? Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you for the love.
Held liable, like actually convicted of raping a woman.
Yeah, like a jury determined that he'd raped a woman. And Kelly, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. How dare I back up my positions with facts? So real, Kelly. W's for Kelly in the chat.
I would not.
Okay, so Donald Trump's been held liable for doing exactly that, and hopefully that fact alone will get you off the fence. I appreciate you for coming up here and being respectful. We're going to move on to our next guest, Connor, here, y'all. For the 8.4 thousand people in here, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen. Share out this live with a handful of friends. Let's get to 2,000 shares. Let me know in that comment section if you are voting for Trump as well. We're going to move on to our next guest. Let's go and see what Dylan has to say. We're honestly just going to load up a bunch of people here until someone sticks. And then once again, if you want to support me, my Venmo and my PayPal are in my bio. Someone in the chat says that I love to hear myself talk. That I do. Couldn't say it any better myself, quite honestly, quite frankly, quite honestly. We got our next guest loading up right now, y'all. Let me see a MAGA down below in that chat if you're voting for Trump. We got Geo loading in. Honestly, we got hella people loading in, but no one's connecting. Everyone's scared. Everyone is terrified. Look at that. 7 people loading into the live. Not one has connected. Is that crazy or what? What's up, Luck? Are you voting for Trump?
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not old enough to vote, and I'm not really on either side.
Joe, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal from Mr. Joe. Let's get some W's in the chat for Joe. Literally right now, thank you for the $20. And Chrissy with the $2.06 for the 2.6 million views on the Jubilee video. That is insane. What is up, Darren? Are you voting for Trump?
I'm not.
Okay, I have no clue why you're here, man. Why are you here?
Well, because people keep bringing.
All right, moving on to our next guest. Guys, if you're in the queue, make sure that you're voting for Trump. I want to make that clear. We are moving on to our next guest. More W's in the chat for Joe. We got our next guest loading up right now, y'all. Let's go and get Greg up in here, y'all. Everyone just do be patient. We're going to see what our next guest has to say. What's going on, man? Are you voting for Trump? All right, they're not voting for Trump. We got our next guest loading up in. Hello, you're voting for Trump.
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I am be 31 next month.
Okay. All right. So why are you voting for Trump?
Well, it's a hard debate. I don't really like Kamala because she lies. Everything that she's ever come up there and said, she's not real enough for me.
Okay. Here's the thing. Donald Trump lies more than Kamala Harris. I want you to think of the big.
Now he does. He lies. He lies too.
He lies
but
more.
Some of the laws I agree with him, like our borders. I believe that people that come here to do right, who come here to work, to provide for their family, their women and children, I believe they deserve a right to be here.
I'm not going to lie. You kind of just broke my neck with that pivot, but I'll let you pivot. Donald Trump supports open borders. He shot down a bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate 2 years ago that would have ended the crisis because he didn't want the Democrats to look good. And so the crisis would continue so he could campaign on it today. So if you care about the borders, you should vote for Harris, the person that actually wants to enact effective border policy and regulation in comparison to Trump, the man that's willing to burn shit down just to get your vote.
Well, and even with her, just letting anybody in is going to burn America down.
That's not true.
Not everybody needs to be in America. Not everybody's for America. Not everybody's for the people.
Okay, so that's not true. Kamala Harris supports border regulation and good policy to effectively end the crisis. She wants to expedite the asylum-seeking process while also capping the amount of daily entries to decrease undocumented migration into our country. Donald Trump actually shot down that bipartisan border bill. We could say that, literally speaking, Donald Trump supports anyone coming into our country. Donald Trump supports open borders.
That's the only thing that I don't believe he does open borders.
So then why did he shoot the bipartisan border bill down?
For the just for more votes. That's all it is more votes. That's all it is. He does that. All
Holy
this
shit.
is a game.
But dude, he says that the people coming across our southern border are like rapists, are killing our women, are bringing like UGs in, and they're MS-13 gang members that are destroying our country, killing our citizens, and destroying our economy. So you literally just conceded and admitted that Donald Trump is willing to let America burn to the ground, given his worldview on how he would perceive migrants coming into our country to act.
True.
Just to get your vote.
And she will too.
Okay, all right. Specifically, what is one thing that Kamala Harris has done that is bad and has hurt America to get people's votes?
The Haitians and the Venezuelan gangs is one of them. They come out. They've come. Now, I give it like I said.
Oh my God, Venezuelan gangs where?
Ohio.
Ohio?
I'm in Maryland.
The
This is
Venezuelan
Maryland.
gangs. The Venezuelan gangs, right? That piece of misinformation is born out of Aurora, Colorado, not Ohio. Ohio is the Haitians, right? And specifically speaking,
Well,
the
excuse
Haitians.
me. I'm sorry.
You know what? Hey, I just have a question. How many continents are there?
How many continents?
Yeah.
Don't get me a line.
No worries. No worries. No worries.
I mean, I'm just trying to be real. I ain't trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you for coming up. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you for being respectful. We got our next guest loading in right now, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute. Spam in the chat if you do want to come up. We're going to go to get our next guest, Haley, up in here. We could appreciate her for being respectful, all right? We actually can. We actually can. She was respectful. We'll say that, okay? We'll say that. Our next guest is loading in right now, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute here. Spam AGA in the chat if you do want to come up and debate. All right. Ben, I appreciate you for the $10 on Venmo, saying nice, intelligent work. Ben, that is so kind of you. W's for Ben in the chat. I really appreciate you for the love. W's for Ben down below, y'all. What's going on? Are you voting for Trump? Okay, they're not loading.
Hello.
Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards it right now because I am conservative. I'm not exactly Republican, but I am conservative.
Okay, you're just leaning. Sorry, man, you got an echo. What's up, JD? Are you voting for Trump?
I'm not, but I have a couple questions for you.
Feel free to join my Discord and ask away. Right on here, we are just looking to debate Trump supporters. With all due respect, guys, I do love the people that are coming up here that are just here to hang out that aren't voting for Trump. I am going to start blocking people that are doing that. The only reason I say that I'm going to start blocking people that are doing that is to further disincentivize y'all from doing such. What is going on, guys? Are y'all voting for Trump?
I will be voting for Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
Dear God, okay. Why do you want the rapist, womanizer, child sexualizer in the Oval Office?
Because he's not trying to take away our guns.
Okay, Kamala Harris isn't. In fact, Donald Trump is the only one of the two presidencies that has passed gun reform. Like, he implemented the bump stock ban, which is the only piece of congressional policy passed pertaining to gun restrictions in the last 8 years. Just saying.
And also, Donald Trump has God on his side.
Okay, are you trolling?
No.
Okay, the rapist has God on his side? Okay,
He
the
ain't do
misogynist has God on his side? The racist
ain't
has
do
God
all
on his
that.
side? Okay, well, I mean, if he has God on his side, I don't want to have God on my side.
Well, I think Donald Trump is a Sigma male.
Okay, you are trolling. Skedaddle, little bro. Kenya, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying keep up the great work, Dean. Thank you so much for the love, Kenya. I really do appreciate that. Let's get some W's for Kenya in the chat for the $10 on Venmo. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He nailed it. Yeah. Isn't it crazy that like that is believable? I think it's insane that can happen and we could believe it. That's just that really speaks towards how our country is doing. By the way, guys, let's try to double tap up to 2 million likes, y'all. Everyone make sure that we're double tapping away in those phone screens. If you want to support me, once again, my Venmo, my PayPal, or my bio. We're trying to get our next guest up in here, guys. Spam me if you're in the queue and you want to come up. What's up, Ron? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Oscar, thank you for the $11 and the 11 cents on Venmo, saying that your hair has God on its side today. Oscar, I love you. W's for Oscar in the chat. You're seriously my favorite. W's for Oscar right now down below. All right, so both of you guys are voting for Trump. Why are y'all voting for Trump?
Well, because I'm sorry, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
Well, the economy was in much better shape. Well, Trump wasn't sending billions and billions of taxpayer dollars to Ukraine and Israel. Okay. And he was actually doing something about the immigration crisis. Okay. And he seemed to show more concern for America. Okay. And he wasn't actively damaging the country like Biden and Harris are.
Okay, we're going to address all those bases. First of all, you said that the country was better because there's less government spending. And I appreciate you for the galaxy. So there's actually more government spending. He signed $8.7 trillion in debt-related spending into law and compared to 4.6 under Biden and Harris. So given your own logic, we'd have more reason to vote for Harris out of the respect. You also said that he didn't do anything that was like threatening to our country. He literally tried to steal the election from Biden in 2020 with the use of fake votes in Congress. Did that harm the state of our country?
Not as much as the weaponization of the Justice Department, which resulted in his convictions.
Dear God, Tabitha, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I'm about to die. Thank you for the love, Tabitha. Yes. W's for Tabitha down below. So, Ron, is it okay to believe in things without evidence?
No, of course not.
What evidence do you have that the justice system has been weaponized against him?
I mean, the same. I have as much faith in that as, the Justice Department saying that Trump is guilty of these things when it's obviously a political attack.
Absolutely. Okay, what's the evidence that it's a political attack?
It's just the way the country has gone. The Justice Department. That's the amount of faith that people have in the Justice Department now.
So, Ron, I just want to clarify. You just have a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Anybody with anybody, anybody can see it.
Yeah, it was obvious to majority of people alive 200 years ago that the earth was flat. It was obvious to majority of people alive 1,000 years ago that it was okay to marry little girls with older men. It was obvious to white people 250 years ago here at home in America that they were worth more than black people. Okay, this whole idea of you saying, well, it's just obvious is the ultimate cope. All right.
I mean,
unlike you conservatives,
the same thing when they tried to kill him. I mean, they tried to get him on these convictions, and now they can't get that down right.
Wait,
and now they try twice unsuccessfully to have the man murdered.
Who's that?
The Biden-Harris administration.
Demetria, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Demetria. Thank you so much for the love. So remember when Biden got COVID right before he dropped out? So Trump's administration actually gave him COVID. Okay, right? They were manipulating Biden into forcing him to have COVID, so he would have to step down. Right? That's why we shouldn't vote for Trump, right? Because he tried to portray and harm a political opponent by making him have COVID.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
The same question you asked me. What concrete evidence of that do you have?
Yes. So I actually don't have any evidence for this. It's just my gut feeling, but it should be obvious.
I get what you're trying to do.
Right. The same thing. You're right. Okay.
So how do we distinguish between those two beliefs?
Let me just say this about your bump stocks. When you Trump had some bad bump stocks.
One second, man. We're going to talk about that next. You're not going to bail at your buddy down here. I want him to respond to this first.
All right.
So, Ron, do you want to go ahead and respond? No, he doesn't. Ron is gagged. Okay. Angela, thank you for the $20 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Angela. Let's get some W's in the comment section for Angela right now. I really appreciate you for the $20 on PayPal. And Demetria, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, and Cassie with the $5 on Venmo as well. W's for Angela, Demetria, and Cassie. Cassie says, I used to listen to your lives when I was pregnant. Now my baby loves them too. Cassie, you're an icon.
Kamala is saying that illegals that come over here are not criminals.
Because they're not.
No, it is illegal to cross our borders.
It's a civil offense, not a criminal offense. You can look up the U.S. Penal Code on undocumented migration into our country. It is just quite literally not considered a criminal offense.
It's illegal. She's not worried about any of our resources being exasperated. They're setting up hotels and everything for these migrants to come in here.
Okay, we're going to talk about that next. That's a whole different topic. First of all, are you a criminal if you get a speeding ticket? Even though it's illegal to speed?
I'm just saying it's against the law, is what I'm saying.
I want you to answer my question. Are you a criminal if you get a speeding ticket because it's illegal?
It's against the law. You're not a criminal. You can be prosecuted
because you can be prosecuted, but it's not a criminal offense, right? In the same way that undocumented migration into our country is not a criminal offense.
It's against the law.
But just because it's against the law doesn't mean that it's a criminal offense. It means that it's a civil offense. Okay.
Well, we should be closing these borders. Her and her cabinet will not be closing these borders, and Trump will be closing these borders as soon as he gets into office.
If Trump wanted to close the borders, how come he undermined the bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate 2 years back? Trump advocates for open borders.
He was dealing with so much crap from the cabinet before him.
Can you answer my question, please?
What's the question you're asking?
Trump supports open borders because 2 years ago, right, he called the Republicans in the House and the Senate to shoot down the bipartisan border bill, right, that was specifically allotted more funding to courts on the border to expedite asylum-seeking processes to reduce undocumented migration into our country by making the legal means quicker, safer, and faster, right, while also capping the amount of migration into our country through the asylum-seeking legal means, right, to a particular amount. It would have ended the crisis and it was solved it 2 years ago. Donald Trump didn't want it to pass because he wanted the crisis to continue. If you don't like open borders, you should vote for Harris because she's the only damn candidate that wants to do something for it. Unlike Trump, actively undermine the border bill.
I will never vote for her. We're voting for Trump. Trump's gonna win.
Oh wait, really? You would vote? You never vote for Harris? She's
gonna open up the floodgates. Yeah, no, I'm voting for Trump because Harris is gonna open up the floodgates to all these other countries to just come in here.
Okay, I swear to God, sometimes it's like, have you ever like played with like a Magic 8 Ball before? You just kind of shake it up and it gives you the same answer every time. That's what you're doing to me right now.
Absolutely not.
So why did Trump shoot down the bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate 2 years ago?
Absolutely not. When it comes to the bum stock, can we talk about that real quick? Like,
no, no, we can't. Quite frankly,
to ban that.
How about the fact that we're on the brink of War 3 with Russia and China?
Oh dear God. Okay, Ron, you're next.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, Ron, you're.
And also, did you see how she brought up the Megan Thee Stallion up there to try to get black voters by having someone twerking on stage?
Oh yeah, did you see how Donald Trump called all black people lazy or denied them housing in 1973, or said that Kamala Harris isn't black, implying that she wasn't black prior, or when he like particularly called for the death penalty of the Central Park Five after they had been exonerated for their crimes, or how he had specifically said that he doesn't like it when black men count as money and he'd rather have the quote unquote short men in the yarmulkes? Did you hear about any of those things?
Yeah, he talked really fast. You got all the facts.
Milana, thank you for the $10 on PayPal saying please never stop, your work is incredible. W's for Milana in the chat. One moment. W's for Milana in the chat for the $10. Janet, thank you for the $5 as well. I appreciate you, Milana and Jalet.
All the way.
Oh dear God. Would you still vote for Trump if he had like raped an adult woman?
I don't what kind of fucking question is this?
Oh, where'd that confidence go?
Would I vote for Trump if he what? If he raped what?
If he raped a woman, yeah. Are you still all about Trump 2024? Let's hear it.
If I knowingly knew that Trump raped a woman, I would not be voting for any rapist. But I tell you this much.
Okay, truly.
Our borders.
Hey, truly. Okay, so you said that you want to vote for him if he's a rapist. So here's actually the jury verdict form specifically from the civil court case that held Trump liable for rape. So it was determined in this civil court case that via the unanimous consensus of 9 jurors that Donald Trump had raped E. Jean Carroll. So specifically speaking, they held him liable for inserting his fingers into her vajayjay without consent, which is defined as rape in 36 states, as well as what we just colloquially understand to be rape. So now that you said that you want to vote for a rapist, seemingly this would mean that you're not voting for Trump, no? Okay, it's not giving me the option to put my green screen back on. Everyone give me a second. Go ahead. Okay, well, he's gagged. We'll give him a second, y'all. Marcus, you have to unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you said that you want to vote for a rapist.
I see you got all your facts and everything.
Yeah. So you said that you want to vote for a rapist. Okay, you got an echo, man, so we're just going to move on. All right, well, he had no response there. We're just going to move on to our next guest, Kenny Powers. We got our next guest loading up in the box. Ron got banned. I don't know why. Catching a stray, I guess. If you want to support me, my Venmo, as well as my PayPal or my bio, y'all, I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. Hell yeah, chat. We got our next guest loading in literally right now, quite frankly, right now, today, right now. Someone in the chat says, I need you so bad, I love you. Let's see what our next guest has to say. We got Jacob loading up into the queue. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got the Magateers. Quite frankly, the Magateers, the biggest ears that you've ever seen. Quite frankly, the biggest ears. 719's loading up in the box, dude. We have like so many people that are loading in and not joining in. Please spam MAGA in the chat if you're already in the queue and you want to come up in a bit, because seemingly when I pull from the queue, no one loads in. Hi, guys. Are y'all voting for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Okay, so I don't even want to talk about the voting part. I just wanted to talk about how, first of all, Kamala has said so much shit and then doubled backed, did all this bullshit or whatever.
Did all
Hasn't
this
done shit
bullshit
in
or
office.
whatever.
Stop interrupting
Haven't
me.
done shit.
Stop interrupting me.
Oh.
Anyway, so Kamala has said all this shit in the past and hasn't owned up to it. Hasn't done shit while she was vice president. Donald Trump has gotten so much done. And then Biden over here is fucking retard running this
And
country.
of course he slurs. Of course he slurs. Man, you can't make that shit up. I apologize for his use of the slur. He was following the MAGA script to a T, unfortunately. Leslie, thank you for the happy weekend. Dear God. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
Of course.
Brian, thank you for the $10 on PayPal for schooling these fools. Keep up the great work. I appreciate you for the love, Brian. W's for Brian down below. Okay, so why do you support someone that doesn't support you? Donald Trump is vehemently sexist. He does not care about women.
Stop. Yeah, but can I make a suggestion to you before we get into
Wow.
this?
Are you
Can I?
crying?
No, you're crying.
Yeah, make a suggestion.
Okay, maybe you should stop insulting so many people and making fun of Trump, because honestly, you're defeating your purpose. Because basically, you're going to push people to vote for him based on, really. This is why. This is the proof.
So did you just say that I should stop making fun of the rapist 34 count felon that's called all black people lazy? That's also misogynistic.
He never said
and
that.
racist?
That was debunked. That was actually referencing
debunked.
He said about
What?
Obama being, because of Obama's presidency, no other president that's going to be would be black. Excuse me. It's not saying that black people were lazy.
I have no clue what you just said.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm
what
sorry.
year did he? So what year did he say all black people are lazy?
He didn't say that.
He did in 1991.
No,
so
no, he
when
didn't.
you're
It was
referencing-
already debunked. And even a lot of stuff that you're making
Can I
those
give you my
accusations
issue?
of.
Joe, thank you for the $30 on PayPal. Keep insulting these bigots; they deserve it. I appreciate you for the $30, Joe. W's for Joe in the chat. Thank you so much for the $30 on PayPal. I really appreciate that. W's for Joe in the chat. Janine, can you say W Joe real quick? Okay, never
No.
mind. No, you're good. Okay. Well, okay. So
Say
here's what I just
something
wanted to
else, but I
reference.
don't want to get kicked off here.
So you just said that the claim that Donald Trump has called all black people lazy has been debunked, right? Then you
Yes.
referenced something to do with Obama. Okay. Well, he said
Yes,
this in
because
1991, long before Obama
You never
ever
said
ran for
that.
public
There's
office.
no record of that being said.
Okay. So there is record of this being
Okay.
said. Would you like a source?
Sure, tell me.
Okay.
I can't get on it right now, but I will look it up later on.
Daniel, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Let's get some W's for Daniel in the chat. I really appreciate you for the love. Massive W's for Daniel right now down below. Thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. And Roop with the $50 on PayPal. Yo, Roop. That is ROOP. W's for Roop in the chat with a $50 on PayPal. That is insane. What is that?
You're a child. You're like a child.
Oh, dear God. No,
And I
you're
actually
like-
like you. I've actually donated to you, so I do like you. But
Chelsea with a $15 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the $15 on Venmo. Chelsea, W's for Roop and John, Chelsea, everyone in the chat. So why do you say I'm like a child?
the way you act, like everything's an insult. Everything is talking over somebody. If you actually want to have a healthy debate, let other people talk. Don't critique them. Don't question them about their intelligence. Just have an adult conversation.
Yeah.
You're doing it to me. I'm trying to be polite to you.
So you're saying that I'm acting like a child because of the way that I acted when what I was doing prior was giving thanks to people that were donating to me. So is being thankful only a trait of children?
And you know what you're doing, but that's really besides the point.
Yeah, I know that I'm being
You're
thankful to
saying-
people that donate their hard-earned money to me.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know why they do it, but whatever.
You don't know why they do it?
No.
Okay, why do people donate $50 million to Donald Trump the day after he gets convicted of 34 felonies?
Well, I didn't, so I can't speak for everybody else.
That's right. That's what I thought. Listen, I'm very thankful to the individuals that donate to me, and I will
and I'm
never not be
knocking that.
thankful.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
Shelby,
think
thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love, Shelby. Right? And I'm very thankful for them. Right? However, right, the original question I asked you is why specifically do you support someone that doesn't support you? Trump is sexist. He has a long history of ill-will treatment and even sexual violence towards women and girls. He sexualized a 10-year-old, saying that he did her in 10 years, and specifically was held liable for raping an adult woman. And Stefan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the shameless guest interruption. And Joshua with the $20 on PayPal, because fuck her and fuck MAGA. W's for Stefan and Joshua in that chat. And Mobet, thank you for the money gun.
Have I really ever been completely disrespectful to you? I just was making a suggestion. But have I insulted you? Have I said anything?
I actually think you did. I think you said that I was acting like a child. That's technically
You were when you're talking over people.
Dennis with the $10 on Venmo. Thank you for convincing my aunt in Pennsylvania to vote for Harris. Thank you, Dennis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. When you keep talking, people lose the train of thought. So
you're good. It's my fault. I understand. So why do you support someone that doesn't support you? Trump is a sexist.
I don't believe so. I believe I don't think he has in his past respected women properly. I think that he says stupid things and sometimes needs to shut up. But overall, I don't think that he is. I mean, he's not no one's voting for him because he's this morally great guy.
Thank you for the love.
Definitely.
Aaron with the $15 on Venmo to derail her train of thought. I appreciate you for the $15 on Venmo. And King with the $15 on Venmo to keep interrupting the guests. Love you. King, I appreciate you. Thank you, Aaron and King, both for the $15. W's for Aaron and King in the chat. Go ahead and
I actually really wanted to talk to you, but I guess it's really pointless because it's going to keep going on like this. And you allow your guests and your chat followers to dictate how you act.
Okay, I will not interrupt you.
No, you can interrupt. I mean, thank you, people, but your followers are vile, to be honest with you.
Okay, I would say, personally speaking, that Trump
Look at what
supporters...
they're saying in the chat. Look at how they're talking.
They're spamming baby bottles.
Things in my DMs with threats and harassment. So it's,
Phoebe, I appreciate you for the boxing gloves. W's for Phoebe in the chat. Thank you for the boxing gloves. You were awesome. I'd say that Trump supporters are much more vile than literally anyone in my chat.
Okay, well, I'm getting people in my inbox threatening me, calling me all kinds of names.
Okay.
Is that the kind of people that should be voting?
So I want to clarify that if you're watching this live and you're a supporter of mine, you shouldn't be sending death threats to Janine. Right? Of course, that's not something that we want to do in this space, and I do apologize for that. However, at the end of the day, this is the internet, and there is 9.3 thousand people watching the live. Samaya, thank you for the $20 for not engaging in respectful politics with Republicans. I tried to, Samaya, but W's and Samaya in the chat. Thank you for the $20, and Vada, that is VADA. Thank you for the $10 on PayPal, and Lily with the $5 on Venmo, and Ice with a glowing jellyfish. Thank you guys so much. So you said that you don't believe that Trump is sexist. So Donald Trump has sexualized
You didn't say
his
he
own...
wasn't sexist.
Yes, you did. So is Donald Trump sexist?
To a point, yes, and to a point, no. I don't think that he needs to shut up and stop talking at times, but I don't think that necessarily he is sexist. I don't believe that he has ever assaulted anybody. And go ahead.
Janine, thank you so much for the boxing gloves. W's for Janine in the chat for the boxing gloves. If anyone else watching does want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, or my bio, dude, that's I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. Anyways, so I believe that Trump is very sexist. He sexualized his own daughter, saying that he dated her if he wasn't his daughter. Howard Stern called his daughter a piece of ass. Donald Trump agreed, said, yeah, thank you for the fireworks, Bo. I appreciate that. Right? He's also been held liable for violently raping a woman. Humble, thank you for the jolly. It's also the case that he specifically said that the best thing that could ever happen to a woman is pregnancy. He sexualized a 5th grader, saying that he dated her in 10 years. He's boasted about grabbing a woman by the P word without asking first on the Access Hollywood tapes. And then Howard Stern on Sirius XM, he boasted about walking into the changing rooms of half-naked teenage girls, right, because he wanted to inspect them. Right? Then, or even early as a week ago, he said, well, I don't understand how Kamala Harris as a woman could be doing so good in the polls. Okay? Right? So he's very fucking sexist. You are denying reality if you deny that Donald Trump doesn't care about you.
Okay. No, but that's whatever.
That's whatever. Raping a woman is whatever. Sexualizing her youth is whatever.
No, he has not. He has not done that. And let me
Joshua, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you for the love, Joshua. And Samantha, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much, y'all. And then also Peyton with the $10 on Venmo to keep interrupting her. I appreciate you for that love, Peyton. Thank you so much for the love. Go ahead.
I mean, do you want to have a debate, or do you want to just keep getting more donations?
Well, I think that we could. Two things could be true at once. But specifically, you said that.
So do you
Donald
want to have a
Trump...
debate?
Alexia, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Alexia. W's for Alexia in the chat. Thank you so much. So you said that Donald Trump's not a rapist.
I'll keep having this conversation with you so people can keep giving you money. So
okay,
have people keep giving them money so they can keep it.
What's that? Chill. So you said that Donald Trump's not a rapist. So here's actually here's actually the verdict for. One moment.
What does it say?
One moment. One fucking moment.
No.
Okay. Do you want to yap more, or can I speak?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had a chance to speak.
Okay, because I want to speak about this, about the fact that you said that Donald Trump's not a rapist. Just calm down. Let me explain this. Okay. So this is the jury verdict form that held Trump liable for specifically violently sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll. Right? You pointed out the first question here that says, did he prove that he had raped her? Right? And specifically speaking, they selected no here because in New York at this time, rape was defined as the male member, aka the PP, going into the female member without consent. Right? Since then, the law has been updated to reflect what we would colloquially understand to be rape, to include anything going into a woman's vagina without consent. And also specifically speaking, we'd say that they held him liable for inserting his fingers into her vagina without consent.
With no proof.
With no proof? Name one piece of evidence that she submitted into the court.
So the dress that had traces of male DNA that wasn't proven whatsoever, and a report that the prosecution never even disclosed to the defense that was asked. There was pages of the report of the DNA of the dress.
Rally, thank you for the $142 on PayPal. Holy shit. Kelsey, this is at Rallytown on TikTok, just dropped $142 on the PayPal. Yeah, you go live and see how much money you get donated.
I won't get no money.
That's damn straight. Rally, I appreciate you for the $142 on PayPal. Massive W's for Rally in the chat. Holy shit. I want to see W's for Kelsey at Rallytown on TikTok for the next 20 minutes. Massive W's for Kelsey at Rallytown in the chat. I really appreciate you for the $142. That is absolutely mad. I do not deserve that. Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Nope,
and Christian with the $20 on PayPal. Guest saying that she doesn't know why people donate, but saying that she's donated to Trump. I appreciate you for the love, but she's donated to me. So real. Then why wouldn't you understand? Christian, thank you for the $20. W's for Christian in the chat. Thank you so much for the $20. I really appreciate you for that. Aaron, thank you for the $10 for one moment. Kenya with a 15, Tabitha with a 1, Sarah with a 1, and Raina with a 3. I appreciate you guys. And then Trina with a $10 on PayPal as well. Thank you so much, Trina at Mobetta. Thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. Thank you guys. Go ahead.
Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So why is it, if it's such an open and shut case, why did the prosecution refuse to disclose some of the report of the DNA? There was a report of the DNA evidence. Why did they refuse to disclose it to the to the defense if it was such an open and shut case?
Oh, yeah. So specifically speaking, right, she never submitted her DNA with a dress on it to the courtroom, and the judge rejected it as evidence for the reason being that Donald Trump declined to provide his DNA to be tested against the DNA on the dress. So when Donald Trump declined to provide his DNA to be tested against the DNA on the dress, the judge just deemed all such evidence as inadmissible.
But there was also prior to that.
Bravo, I appreciate you for the Galaxy. I really appreciate you for the love.
The prosecution for the full report of the DNA, and they wouldn't disclose it.
Yeah, but no, there was no report of the DNA because he failed to provide his DNA.
There was an addendum about their DNA report, and there was
pages. Did Trump ever submit his DNA to the courtroom?
He was advised not to, and I wouldn't either.
I want a yes or no. Did Trump submit his DNA to the courtroom?
No, not at the time. Okay. But when he did, why didn't the judge accept it?
So when Donald Trump refused to submit his DNA to the courtroom, that made the dress and the DNA on it inadmissible as well.
Okay? No, it wasn't admissible. The judge could have accepted it, but he didn't want to confuse the jury.
Okay. Yeah. Why would he accept the dress that she just claimed had Trump's DNA
because
on
it would have made him guilty or innocent. Just accept it. Accept the evidence. It's a civil case. There was no reason to deny it. Who cares if it was 2 years, 3 years? If they can prove that he was innocent or guilty, why not just submit it? What was the judge's issue?
The reason that the dress was not accepted as evidence was because they only had her testimony to justify that it was his DNA on it.
But when he offered the DNA, why didn't the judge accept it?
Because courtrooms operate like private businesses. Would you be surprised if Chick-fil-A didn't serve you on a Sunday?
No, because it was close, but again...
So then you shouldn't be surprised when a courtroom doesn't accept any new... One moment, Janine, I'm going to kick you if you don't let me speak.
I've let you speak and yell and rant and rave. So
then you shouldn't be surprised when a courtroom will not accept evidence after the discovery cutoff date. So they had 2 years of discovery for the defense as well as the
there
prosecutor.
was no discovery. There was
submit-
nothing to prove it that was anything of his.
Okay, if there was no discovery, then how come she proved to a jury with the use of evidence that he had raped her? I thought that you could only submit evidence in
proof.
discovery.
She had no proof.
Name
She
one
had
piece of evidence
hearsay.
that she submitted to the court.
She had hearsay. She had people who she told
Jennifer,
later,
thank you
years
for the
later,
$5 on Vim. I appreciate you for the
and that
love.
was it.
Well, if Donald Trump was held liable for raping a little girl, would you still vote for him?
No, I'm not going to go down that hole with you. Where it's you're going to ask these questions. He never got. It was
Okay. Well, I'm giving you an ultimatum. You could either answer or leave.
No, because again, I hear you do this all the time, and you can kick me, you can do whatever you want. But I'm saying to you is that
Jose, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love, Jose. W's in the chat for Jose with the $20. I really appreciate you for the love. Massive W's for Jose in the chat literally right now. I really appreciate you. Oh, dude, I see Law is in the requests. Law, I'm gonna hit some solos for a bit, but I'm down to have you up here in about an hour. I'm super down to do a coach for the last hour or two of my stream. What's up, Queen? Are you voting for Trump?
I most definitely am.
Okay. Are you driving?
No.
Okay. All right. One moment. Let's get some more W's in the chat for Jose with the $20. Jennifer, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo as well. Sean with the $1. Sarah with the $1. All right, Dom, are you voting for Trump?
I am voting for Trump. Real quick, I just wanted to get in here, ask a couple things, and I wanted to hear your side of how you feel about it and what you think. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to do all the yelling.
Yeah. I want to. Let's have that conversation. I did want to talk to Queen first. So, Queen, why are you voting for Trump?
Because he's the best president we've ever had in a long time.
Okay, so how is the rapist, 34-count felon, misogynist, sexist, racist that tried to overthrow our country the best president we've ever had?
He was not convicted of anything.
He was not convicted of anything. He was held liable for it.
It was allegations.
No, it was an allegation that was proven in the courtroom.
Okay, I'm not going to get into that argument.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't really want to get into it.
You want your income to be lowered, so go ahead and vote for Kamala Harris.
Wait, how much money do you make per year?
Honey, I 300,000.
Yeah, so your income will actually be increased by another Kamala Harris by Harris presidency.
No.
Yeah. So Donald Trump's tax cuts disproportionately benefit the ultra wealthy, people that make more money than you do, if you apparently make $300,000 per year. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's tax cuts are going to benefit the low and the middle class, predominantly speaking, right? If you want your income to increase, well, then you'd vote for Harris because she wants to cut your taxes. If you want your income to decrease,
everything she said in that debate with her and Donald Trump was a lie. Donald Trump was telling the truth.
Okay. Was Donald Trump telling the truth when he said that he had no plan for healthcare? Gagged. Yeah.
You know, it's just like the same thing with that Obamacare. It's just a fucking scam.
Oh, it's a scam.
They said it was affordable. It's for the Democrats to load their damn pockets full of money.
Okay.
That's all they want.
Okay, so I mean, if our government is scamming us through like ACA, Obamacare, Medicare, why doesn't Trump have a plan to end the scam?
You just wait until he takes office.
Joshua, thank you for the $1 on PayPal. Go ahead.
He's gonna do a lot of shit.
He's gonna do so much big shit. He's gonna take a big shit on our country. Okay, that's about the only shit he gets.
No, Joe Biden is sending us into World War III.
All right, let me
I want to talk to Queen. Yo, Christian, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo for cooking.
Talk to him. You're attacking me because I'm a female.
I'm not Donald Trump.
Huh?
I'm not Donald Trump.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, you said that I'm attacking you because you're a female? No, I'm not Donald Trump. Chris with the $5 on Venmo. I don't know how you deal with these people. Thank you for the love. Go ahead.
It's pointless trying to talk to him.
No. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Queen, I have a question. Someone Venmoed me, and they said that you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and you're voting for Trump?
Donald Trump supports the LGBT. Everybody is fucking brainwashed from the goddamn Democrats.
Okay. So, what is one thing Donald Trump did for the community during his presidency that was good? And she left. Oh my God. We're going to go to move on to our next guest here, y'all. We got our next guest loading up in. I got to be nicer to people like Queen to keep on alive. We got our next guest loading up in here right now. Y'all, everyone just give us a minute. Yeah, let's talk about Mark Robinson. Oh boy. Hey Cassandra, I appreciate you so much for the $5 on Venmo. You are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for the $5. You are great. We got our next guest loading up in here right now, y'all. Everyone be patient. If you're a part of the 9.1 thousand people watching the live right now, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen. Make sure that you follow too. And if you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms compared to about 30 here on TikTok. So yeah, I do really appreciate absolutely all of the donors on PayPal and Venmo today. You guys have been going off. We got our next guest loading in right now. Everyone just give us 1 minute. Be patient while we got him loading in. What's up, man? Are you voting for Trump? Mr. Eric has left Red Mountain. Are you voting for Donald J. Trump? Dipey Don.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you want a racist, misogynist, 34-count felon in the Oval Office? Joe, thank you for the $10 on Venmo to buy a big bottle of Tylenol. I appreciate you for that, love, Joe. Let's get some W's for Joe in that chat. Thank you so much for the $10 to buy a big bottle of Tylenol. Go ahead.
That's lawfare, brother.
What is lawfare?
What the Democratic Party has done to Donald Trump.
I appreciate you for the money gun. And Julia, I really appreciate you so much for the $15 on Venmo. Let's get some massive W's in the chat right now for Julia. Thank you for the $15. So why did the Democrats attack a Democrat? Because it was the DOJ in the state of New York that brought him to civil court in the 70s while he was a Democrat for not renting to black people.
I would argue to you that is not actually racist.
Wait, so if you don't rent to a black person because of the color of the skin, that's not racist?
Well, when we look at the unproportionate crime numbers, especially in the 70s.
So I just want to clarify that there actually was not disproportionate crime figures, right? We just have... So although there's higher arrest rates for African Americans here at home in the U.S., they also have exorbitantly higher exoneration rates. Not to mention that African Americans are disproportionately affected by socioeconomic extensions of slavery and its aftermath. And with wealth disparities comes higher rates of crime. But that's not because of the color of their skin. That's literally because of oppression of white people. But I just want to clarify: you don't think it's racist to take opportunity away from black people because they're black?
Well, Dean, we're talking about New York here, and you're a smart guy.
Chris, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love.
If I had asked you just...
Rain, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for roasting the racists.
To cite a couple of things that Donald Trump did good for the African American community, I'm sure you could.
Oh yeah, what's one thing that Donald Trump did good for the African American community while he was president, sir?
Dean, do you think if I asked you, you could cite one?
Nope.
Isn't that biased?
No, it's true. Name one thing he did.
I'm not going to entertain that, bro, because you know he's done things for the African American community.
Like what?
You're being biased.
Like what has he done?
Look, man, everybody's seen the
Emily, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. What's one thing he's done?
Everybody's seen the 20v1 on Jubilee, brother. You got cooked. Homie.
Okay, by who?
Well, first of all, I would say the most like cookage you got well done by that older lady.
Making what point?
Sure. Dude, I don't have enough time in my to mentally retain all that stuff. You're sitting here on TikTok, you do this all day, brother.
Fold. So what's one thing that Donald Trump did for African Americans while he was president?
Bro, look it up. The point is you're being biased.
Look it up. It doesn't exist.
It exists.
It's actually pretty good.
So it would take me 10 seconds to Google something, brother.
Wait, do you think that he did a good thing by sending $250 million per year to HBCUs?
I don't know what an HBCU is.
Okay, then you don't know enough to have this discussion with me about black people in politics.
You got cooked.
I appreciate you for coming up. Isabel, I appreciate you for the $2 on PayPal. Dean cooked a Jubilee 20-course meal. Yeah, bro, that wasn't a 20v1. That was a 1v20. Okay, let's get our facts straight. We need to be realistic. We need to be realists. We need to be realists, chat. We need to be realists. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute. Doesn't even know what an HBCU is. Yeah. We're going to go to move on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone do be patient. We got Jace loading up in the box. All right, everyone just do be patient. Give us 1 minute. We got Elliot loading up in as well, y'all. But yeah, guys, how do you think I did in that Jubilee episode? I think I did quite well. I think I did quite astounding, quite frankly. I cooked them all. Cooked them all every single time. Our next guest is loading up in right now. Everyone do be patient. Yo, Ben, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for schooling these folks. Ben, you are phenomenal. Thank you so much for the $10. It's so good to see you. Let's get some W's in the chat for Ben. I really appreciate that, man. Guys, spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up and debate. I'm accepting people to come up right now, and like none of them are loading in. This is really annoying. So everyone do be patient while we're getting our next guest up in here, y'all. Spam MAGA down below in that chat if you do want to come up and debate. Everyone do be patient. Jenny, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo for always providing entertainment. And Julie with a $10 on Venmo saying, get them Dean. I want to see at least 200 W's in the chat for Jenny and 200 W's in the chat for Julie. Thank you, Julie and Jenny. Hi, user. Are you voting for Trump?
I am, Dean. Yeah, just a couple of things, kind of going through a few things here. You know, it comes to a higher level for me, right? I'm not necessarily looking at the people. I know that came up in the Jubilee thing as well, too, you know, Kamala versus Trump. It's more about the party and the affiliation. You know, one of the things that really rubs me the wrong way is the cover of Night, you know, how she got 0 primary votes at all by any citizen, and basically the DNC moved her immediately into the process.
Do you think that those are threats? Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump won in November and Kamala Harris used her authority on January 6th to create fake votes for her from states that she lost to specifically steal the election from Trump to install herself for a different term, would we consider Kamala Harris a threat to our democracy?
I would look at it both ways. Yeah, I mean, any type of any place where there is corruption. I believe in all the. Yeah, I would say yes, of course.
Okay, so that's exactly what Donald Trump did. So is Donald Trump a threat to
you're not going
democracy?
back to the original question, which is how did she completely subvert for the first time in U.S. history and move right from a
Sarah, I appreciate
not a
you
single
for
primary
$5 on
vote? She got not a single primary vote, and she's basically installed, right?
Yeah,
And
so
that's
actually, no,
correct.
that's not how it works. So first of all, the
That's not
DNC,
how- okay, go ahead.
the DNC and the RNC are private political parties. They're
Yeah.
not affiliated with our government. You could go start a private political party tomorrow. And then specifically speaking, when you have like multiple candidates in a primary election, let's say one candidate wins 40 states, one wins 10, right? The one that won the 10 states is going to drop out, and they're going to tell their delegates to
I get you.
endorse-
No, I get you. I'm fully versed.
Okay, user, I'm going
fully
to
versed in these
I'm going
topics.
to
I'm
mute you if you
basically-
don't interrupt me.
Okay, go ahead and finish. I'll let you finish. I'm just
and then-
agreeing
and
that
like
I
when-
understand what you're
with
trying
one
to
of those, with one of those, and if one of those candidates wins 10 states, not enough to get like the election at the DNCR and the RNC, they'll tell their delegates to endorse someone else, and that's exactly what Joe Biden did. Okay, he dropped out of the race and told his delegates that he had won from the primaries to endorse Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris still had to fight for their endorsement and still had to fight to get the sufficient amount of votes necessary to win at the DNC. Okay, but you as a citizen of the United States of America are well within your rights to vote for whomever come November.
now,
Right?
see,
And
no, I
then
agree with
specifically speaking, I'm just curious, if you care about threats to our democracy, you wouldn't be voting for Donald Trump because he launched the largest internal attack on our democracy when he attempted to steal 2020 from Biden. Okay, right? Kamala Harris not getting a single vote in our primary fails in comparison to Donald Trump trying to silence the voice and the vote of every single American citizen that voted in 2020 when he attempted to steal it from Biden.
So do you think it's not fair to the American people, for the 14 people that did vote for Biden in the primaries, that they didn't have a chance, that even Obama came forward and said that he wanted to have an open Biden primary for Kamala? And it was
With all due respect, you are pivoting around. You are pivoting around this point that I'm making about Trump. If you do not respond, I will kick you.
So what was the point you're trying to make?
If you care about a threat to democracy, you want to be voting for Trump, right? Nothing that you can mention about Kamala Harris or any member of the Democrat Party even compares to Donald
If we
Trump
get into the
attempting to rig
threat to
the outcome of the 2020
democracy on
election
January
from
6th,
Biden.
right? If we get into the threat to democracy, if we start looking at what really happened on January 6th, and this is what irritates me personally. I think we're having a good open dialogue and debate. I think this is good. And you're great. And you did great on Jubilee. That was good. And I'm glad we're having this discussion. But like we look at January 6th, what really irks me, and probably a lot of other voters that are voting for Trump, is the news cycle that gets in there, and even in the debate, the Trump-Kamala debate, all these officers were injured and killed, at the January 6th riot.
Oh, you're stalling, with all due respect. When I reference January 6th, I reference how Donald Trump sent fake slates of electorates to Congress to cast fake Trump votes from states that he lost, saying that he wanted Mike Pence to certify as being
where was that been proven?
Where has that been proven? He admitted it in the January 6 indictments as well as to the Supreme Court. Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and John Eastman are all currently seeking immunity for their play in this.
So you're talking about your alternate slate of electors that he sent? He says he's got his alternate. That's not a fake slate. That's his alternate, just like the DNC has their alternate.
Okay, and do you know what the Eastman memos are?
Yes.
Yeah, the Eastman memos, right, where they specifically were calling them fake slates of electorates, literally sending fake boards of electors into Congress to be certified, to cast fake Trump votes from states that he lost to be certified as real. And then John Eastman follows it up with an email. Don't call him fake, call him alternate with a winky face. Then also the DNC doesn't have slates of electorates in the general. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Every individual state has slates of electorates, not the private political parties.
No, correct. No, I was agreeing with you. Maybe I broke up on my side. Okay. So, no, I'm completely agreeing with you on that. So, if we're to look at what she's doing, and this is my second biggest
You're
point.
You're pivoting around Kamala Harris. I want to know, would you ever vote for someone that's attempted to coup our country and overthrow an election?
No, I'm looking at the border, right? And that's a big topic, right?
No.
Why is she?
You understand that, like, everyone can see you breaking my neck with a pivot. Would you ever vote for someone that has attempted to coup our country and steal and rig the outcome of a federal election?
I got 3 or 4 points that were in here, and that was the first one. And the second, so my second one was she's had 3 years to fix the border.
Holy shit, dude! Answer my question.
What's the question you're trying to make? You keep going back to the question. I already answered.
Would you ever vote for someone that is attempted to rig the outcome of a federal election to install themselves to be our president, even though they weren't voted
I answered
in by
that
the
already.
people? And that is what Donald Trump has done, and that is what Donald Trump has admitted to.
That's where we agree to disagree on that.
We cannot agree to disagree on objective fact.
So, okay, so if we disagree on this topic here,
we cannot agree to disagree on objective fact, okay? Donald Trump has admitted these things to the Supreme Court. Donald Trump has admitted these things in the January 6 indictments. Donald Trump does not disagree and contest.
I'm looking at the lesser of the two evils here.
Okay, so now you have contradicted yourself, because 30 seconds ago, you said that you would never vote for anyone under any scenario that's tried to coup our country, and now you're saying that you would.
No, I did not say that.
So which one is it?
I did not say that. I did not.
Samaya, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Samaya. Let's get some massive W's in that chat right now for Samaya. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo. W's for Samaya right now. So, okay, if it's still yet the lesser of two evils, name one thing that Kamala Harris has ever done that is worse than the largest internal attack on our government and on our democracy since the Civil War.
So, something that she's done worse.
Yeah.
Something that she's done worse. Well, I mean, the way I'm really looking at it is her stance basically on, basically her communist stance on price fixing.
What's communism?
Communism is basically the means of production.
Moneyless society. Communism has nothing to do with government regulation.
So would you want your money taken away from and basically distributed from these chats that you're having here?
I would be fine with anti-price gouging legislation. But if you call it communist, would you say that Trump is a communist because he wanted to cap the price of insulin, which is also anti-price gouging legislation?
Capping the price of insulin? No, I don't see it that way.
But if he's not a communist for anti-price gouging legislation, why would Kamala Harris be?
So we're talking about two different things here. So
no. We are talking about anti-price gouging legislation. Of anything, we would say that Donald Trump wanting to cap the price of insulin to $35 is quote unquote more communist than what Kamala Harris wants to do. Because Kamala Harris just wants to enact anti-price gouging legislation that can allow Congress to cap the amount of total gross profit that a company can make. Meanwhile, the cap on insulin is a flat price cap. Okay, so is Donald Trump more of a communist than Kamala Harris?
Yes.
Then why do you want to vote for the communists under the non-communists? You want to vote for the communists that try to overthrow our government? What kind of American patriot? What kind of American patriot are you? You want to vote for the communist, rapist, racists that try to overthrow our government? Holy shit! These liberals, chat. Let me tell you something about the left. Okay, they want to vote for the communist commie that wants to steal the election. The tables have fucking turned. I submit my time. Take it away, Pookie.
I'm just curious.
You're on mute. What did you say? Sal, thank you for the boxing gloves. I really appreciate you for that love. Let's get some W's for Sal in the chat. I really appreciate you for the boxing gloves. And Brittany with a $5 on Venmo. W's for Sal and Brittany in the chat. So why do you want to vote for the communist, rapist, racist, misogynist that try to steal that doesn't like democracy?
Oh my God! No, my question was: Do you watch both sides of the news? It's an honest question. Do you? I do. I personally do. I watch both sides because I don't
watch mainstream media sources.
Okay. Okay. Even let's just say online streaming platforms. Do you watch both sides of Republican?
I'm more engaged in Republican news than I am liberal. Like my Twitter feed is all Republican.
Okay, that's fair. So, and this is my last point here, because we didn't cover it. Was the border was the and you mentioned the border bill before. You want to bring up the border bill?
No, I asked you why you want to vote for the communist, anti-democracy, rapist, sexist, racist over Kamala Harris.
You're just taking out personal attacks.
No, you called him communist.
I'm not going to personal
Wait,
attacks.
why are you personally attacking Donald Trump by calling him communist?
I'm going on policies. I'm going on policies of the parties, not the people.
Wait, why are you personally attacking Donald Trump by calling him communist?
Kamala can't be a dictator just like Trump can't be a dictator. Like they cannot control everything in the United States.
Wait, I have a question. If Donald Trump tried to grape a little girl but failed, would you say that Donald Trump is a threat to little girls?
If he tried to grape a little girl, but what was the last part?
But failed, would you say that Donald Trump is a threat to little girls?
Same with Kamala.
What? Dude, I don't understand. Okay, this is something that Republicans do. Whenever they lose a point, they just say Kamala Harris's or Joe Biden's name. It beats me, but answer my question. If Donald Trump tried to grape a kid but failed, is Donald Trump a threat to kids?
Again, you're going down into the weeds of personalities of two different.
I was gonna relate it back to our democracy. I don't care about you though, because you're annoying. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Dear God, can't answer questions, guys. I feel like we have had so many guests today that just haven't been able to answer questions. It beats me. It truly does. It's terrible. We're gonna move on to our next guest here, y'all. If you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. We're gonna move on to our next guest. Yo, y'all, my tweet. I have a tweet blowing up right now, chat. Yo, y'all should go like the tweet. It's at It's Dean. It's the same at as my main account on TikTok. It's DEAANN, right? So Andrew Tate said that I deserve it. I deserve to be replaced. Me, Andrew Tate, tweeted at me saying that I'm a bad person. So then I quote tweeted him and I said, Andrew Tate posted this about me. Andrew, you're a little bitch. Debate me like a real man or sit the fuck down. And it's low key blowing up. Go drop it a like. Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump.
Okay. Yeah, so specifically, how old are you?
Me, 21.
21? Okay. What time is it?
It's quite late. I'm living in Sweden.
Okay. All right. Well, have fun in Sweden, man. We're going to move on to our next guest here. I don't think that they can vote in U.S. elections. W's for Sweden, though. All right, we got our next guest loading up in the box, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute for the 6.5 thousand people hanging out with us in here today. I appreciate y'all for being here. We've had some crazy wild guests today. I want more, though. Let's see what we got. What's my ex? At It's Dean. ITSDEAAN. What's going on, Jay? Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Jay, you seemingly have MAGA mobile, so I'm going to move on. Michael, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Eli, thank you for the $2 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. W's for Eli. Why are you voting for Trump, Michael?
I'm voting for Trump because I'm voting for the Republican Party. I'm voting because I've seen how the Democrats run the Democratic states. Okay? If you go to San Francisco, you'll see the largest homeless population in the whole world. And they even defecate on the sidewalks there.
Oh, dear God.
And your Miss Sarah Pelosi runs that. And by the way, California tried to run their own Social Security system, and it failed miserably. And she's going to be a socialist. Our country is going to socialism if Kamala Harris gets in. And by the way, you might want to throw your buddy Clinton in jail if cigars and fingers are rape, because he also raped somebody in the Oval Office.
Okay, one
but
second.
nobody's done anything about that.
Could you say grape?
Yeah, grape. Okay, grape.
Thank you. So, first of all, that is grape. If Bill Clinton is a grapist, he deserves to rot and die in jail. Okay, right. Listen. You act like I hold some unequal standard that it's only bad if a Republican does it. Nah. Okay, so let's get that straight. And I
Okay,
feel like this is just you. One
fair.
moment. I feel like this is just you projecting on me because you only think it's bad if a Democrat does it. Okay, or else you wouldn't be voting for the rapist. Yeah. Anyways. So the main point here is that Kamala Harris is a socialist. Old man, what the fuck is socialism? Can you define that silly little word for me?
Yes, it's when the government runs your system. They're a government-run system. You control healthcare. You control all these different vital organs, transportation. All these things go into socialism.
And the socialism, she is such a socialist. If Kamala Harris is elected, we will become a socialist country, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Let's talk about the home.
Yo, one second. Deep Ollie with the $50 on Venmo. Deep Ollie.
Blue states and the economy of the blue
Michael
states.
Pookie, I need to thank my donor. You need to wait. Deep Ollie with the $50 on Venmo saying keep doing what you're doing. Love hearing you clock these people who clearly have no clue what they're talking about. I'm about to clock him after I thank you. Massive W's for Deep Ollie in the chat right now for the $50. That is fucking insane. Massive W's for Deep Ollie in the chat. Thank you so much for the $50. You are phenomenal. Anyways, you said that socialism was government control. Yeah, so you're actually factually, analytically, and statistically incorrect. Socialism is just where the workers own the means of production. It's like democracy in the workplace.
Okay. So you corrected me. So what's your point? So
my point is that you don't know what the words that you're saying mean, and you only say them because Donald Trump tells you to say them.
No, Donald Trump didn't tell me nothing. I'm voting for the Republican Party. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is our candidate. But what I'm trying to tell you is what about all the homeless people in California? You say Kamala Harris is for the middle class and the lower class. You guys haven't done one thing for the lower class in California, in Washington State. All these blue states got these huge they got people living on the side of the roads. You come to Florida, you're not going to see that.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing. Maybe the reason that in big cities, right, we see some indiscrepancies with like socioeconomic standings, homeless people as well, has nothing to do with Democrat policy and is all to do with a bunch of people living in one area or external unrelated variables. But I actually wanted to ask you a question here. So you specifically said that Democrats don't do anything for the low and middle class. So I'm just going to name 4 policies that Biden and Harris passed that did. The PACT Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, alongside the infrastructure bill. 5 policies that benefited the low and the middle class more than rich people. I want you to name one policy that any Republican ever has passed that benefited the low and the middle class more than rich people.
I'll give you a policy linking let freed the slaves.
Okay, so the only thing you could think of the Republicans benefiting the low and the middle class more than rich people is freeing the slaves.
Yes.
Okay, so which party cares about the low and the middle class once again, sir?
Yeah, the Republicans.
Oh, yeah, that's bullshit and you know it. Kurt with the $5 on Venmo and Michelle with the $20 on PayPal. Let's get at least 300 W's for Michelle. And then one moment, shut up. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the $20. Let's get some W's in the chat for Michelle literally right now for the $20 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. And XCX, thank you for the Galaxy as well. And Ari with the $15 on Venmo saying that I killed it on Jubilee, restored my faith in the use. Thank you so much, Ari. And Samaya, thank you for the $10 again. Yo, could you thank my donors for me, Michael? Could you say thank you?
Yeah, they're great. Thank you, donors.
They're great. They're phenomenal. Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, how much is the interest rate or how much has the economy gone up? And I know COVID had a lot to do with this, with the code and with Biden and Kamala. How much has it gone up through the last 4 years?
The interest rate?
No, the interest. Or how much has the what am I trying to say? The economy.
How much has the economy gone? Inflation.
Inflation, yes.
There you go. Yeah, so over the course of the last 4 years, we've had a generalized speaking about a 17% rate of inflation in the context of all 4 years. That's not caused by Biden and Harris. That's caused by the global pandemic.
Right. Now, would you say that $1.9 trillion giveaway Biden did And by the way, quite a bit of that went to an abortion clinic. Well, that's quite interesting. Now, that had nothing to do with the economy, that we're not paying for that $1.9 trillion.
Oh, hey, let's talk about not paying for $1.9 trillion.
Now, don't bring up the economy of Trump and I'm asking about the 1.9 that was given away.
Yeah.
Now, was there any other
Are you
place
referring
where they were giving money away?
Are you referring to the $1.9 trillion that Trump's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act cost for 10 years through debt-related spending that he literally disproportionately gave to rich people with no plan how he's going to pay for it? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
okay. So if that wasn't an example of Trump literally giving away free money to rich people, where did that $1.9 trillion come from?
I don't know.
Because he gave it away. Because he literally gave it away to rich people. No, dude, let me make this straight. Donald Trump is like Jesus for the rich man. He is so all about giving it to those who need it the most, but he just thinks that his rich buddies need it the most. Like, for instance, he wants another 10 years of his tax cuts. That's estimated to cost $4 trillion. Where the fuck is that money going to come from? It's going to spawn out of thin air? Is it just going to be more debt on our economy when that is the real pressing issue here?
Yeah, it is a pressing issue.
Lisa, thank you for the $5.
I still didn't get an answer on how come all this money was given to an abortion clinic.
Okay, so how much money in the American Rescue Plan was given to abortion clinics?
And why?
Debunked. So there's actually $2.3 trillion of stimulus under Trump. Crazy. I have a question for you, though. Would you ever vote for someone that wanted to ban all new Christians entering into our country?
Listen, the one thing this country has made a huge mistake about is mixing. It says in our Constitution, do not mix religion and what? Politics, state. Do not mix the two together.
Okay, I thought that you were gonna say mixing with something else. Okay, I thought that was gonna take a completely totally different direction.
Why are Americans even talking? This shouldn't even be a topic in any.
So I just want to clarify. You would never vote for someone that wanted to ban all new Christians entering into our country.
I wouldn't vote. I don't even think it should even be a topic.
Okay, so then why are you voting for someone that wanted to ban all new Muslims?
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Listen, I'm voting for the Republican Party, and that's what I'm doing, okay?
Because, oh, dear God.
Now, you didn't ask me about what happened to California.
Hey, I have a question. Do you think that we should be mixing older men with younger girls? If not, check your following lists.
No.
Check your following. Check your following.
Yeah, you didn't know my daughter's in modeling, did you? And my granddaughter.
Oh,
you dumbass.
So those are your family members?
Yes.
You just follow like hundreds of.
Not hundreds.
They're all of your.
No,
all of your.
My kids are on my phone.
All of your.
Ass.
Oh, your kids are the one following other kids.
Yeah, they are. I have 4. I have 12 grandkids, moron.
Oh, why are you mad at me, Michael? Calm down.
Yeah, because you know everything. You're a big man. You know everything.
I feel like I know more than you.
Yeah.
You said the one thing that Republicans have ever done for people making less than $500,000 per year is
let me ask you this.
Jennifer with a $100 on Venmo. Holy shit, Chad. Let's show some massive love to Jennifer right now down below. I really appreciate you for the $100 on Venmo. W Jennifers in the chat for the next 10 minutes. Jennifer says, Jennifer from Michigan here. I watch you all the time and you slay MAGA. I'm friends with our awesome governor, Gretchen Whitmer. That's awesome, by the way. And we are definitely going to deliver Michigan for Harris. Run for office, Dean. Jennifer, as soon as I'm of age, I probably will. I really appreciate you for the $100, though. That's insane. Thank you so much for the love. Massive W's for Jennifer in the chat. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Jennifer.
All right, you still there?
Yeah.
All right.
Sydney with a $75 on Venmo. Holy shit. Sydney with a $75 saying he's capping. Yo, and Republicans for Haley, thank you for the whale diving. But massive W's for Sydney in the chat with a $75 right after Jennifer. Oh my God, you guys. Y'all are going off today. Let's see some W's for Sydney right now down below.
I'll see you, bud.
All right, take care. We're going to go and get our next guest up in the box. Thank you so much, Sydney and Jennifer. Y'all are seriously so awesome. Massive W's for donors down below. That is actually insane, guys. Spam MAGA in the chat if you want to come up, and I'm seriously so grateful for y'all that are donating to me. Y'all's donations allow me to continue to do this literally every single day, and I'm forever grateful. Isabella, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I really appreciate you for that love. W's for Isabella. Hey, what's up? Are you voting for Trump?
Hi, Dean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, were you just up here?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, all right. Are you voting for Trump?
I'm a different user. Sorry, I have the long name.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am. Before we get started, though, I did just want to... Is it okay if I correct one point you made earlier?
Yeah, go for it.
I just don't want people to be misled. You stated earlier that unlawful entry into the United States is only a civil crime. It's actually both a civil and criminal offense.
It is criminal.
USC 1325 specifies.
It is criminal penalties under particular regulations. So if you read the specification of the penal code, you could read us off the regulations.
I'm reading it right now. It's any alien who enters or attempts to enter the U.S. at any time or place other than as designated by immigration officers. So that's any person who's coming in who's not being admitted through the immigration process.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's a civil offense, but you know what? I'll give that one to you before I do further research. Also, I'm pretty sure a lawyer should be joining us up here soon, so maybe we could get a legal professional to clarify on that point. But regardless,
certainly
that point was pretty
advisable.
minuscule. So just to clarify, if you care about people being less misled, why are you voting for Trump?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of your question.
If you care about people being misled, why are you voting for Trump? Trump has misled tens of millions of American citizens since the outcomes of the 2020 election that he won and that Joe Biden lost. We would even have some sources that indicate upwards of 70% of Republicans believe his delusion. Right? If you know anything about a good faith functioning democracy, misinforming the electorate base is going to be the Achilles heel. And that is what Donald Trump has done. He told over 30,000 lies during his presidency combined, with the biggest lie being this denial of the outcome of the 2020 election, and in which he even tried to steal from Biden. So once again, if you care about people being misled, why are you voting for Trump?
Well, I certainly agree that Trump is a liar. I don't think any fair-minded person would disagree with that. I'm voting for him because I'm a single-issue voter, I guess you would characterize it as. And my kind of single issue is the appointment of Supreme Court justices. And I don't have faith. While I prefer Kamala on most policy grounds, I don't have
Republican,
faith
I appreciate you so much for the well dive. Thank you so much for the love. So I just want to clarify.
Effective justices.
So there's nothing, right, that Donald Trump could do that's sufficiently bad for you to sway your vote from him if it means that he will be appointing more Supreme Court justices. So for instance, if Donald Trump raped a woman and tried to overthrow democracy, you'd still vote for him because of the Supreme Court justices?
Yes.
Holy shit. Yo, Republicans for Haley, thank you so much for the golden party. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's in the chat. If Donald Trump wanted to bring slavery back, would you still vote for him because of the Supreme Court justices?
Oh, well, no.
Okay, so why is bringing slavery back sufficiently bad for you to have your vote swayed, but not trying to overthrow our democracy? Thank you for the Galaxy Republicans for Haley. By the way, I like your name. I like it when Republicans stand for what's right. Thank you for the Jolly as well.
Well, slavery is unconstitutional under the 13th Amendment. So are you, in your hypothetical, is Donald Trump seeking to overturn the 13th Amendment, amend the Constitution again?
Oh, okay. So you're saying that Donald Trump campaigning on unconstitutional behaviors is sufficiently bad to sway your vote. Donald Trump is campaigning on putting people in jail for burning the American flag, which the Supreme Court that you care so much about has ruled is protected under the First Amendment right to freedom of expression. So seemingly, you would have sufficient reason not to vote for him.
Well, I mean, that's certainly a correct statement of the law that flag burning is protected. I view it as kind of a choice between two evils in terms of who I think will pursue more the most unconstitutional conduct while in office, and neither are good.
Wait, what is one thing that Kamala Harris is campaigning on that stands against our Constitution?
Well, I think that Kamala and most Democratic presidents, and frankly Trump as well, but to a lesser degree, have way too broad of an understanding of what is presidential power and what can be enacted through the administrative state.
I want a very specific example.
Well, I mean, Kamala doesn't really have a sufficiently detailed policy platform for me to judge.
Her policy platform is actually more nuanced than Donald Trump's. She has a healthcare plan. He doesn't. She has a tax plan that includes how she's going to pay for it over 10 years. He doesn't. Right? And you could prove me wrong on either of those bases. Like, how's Trump going to pay for the $4 trillion in accrued debt related to his tax policy for another 10 years?
Well, again, that's a policy point. And I agree with you that Kamala's better on policy. I just don't agree with how Democrats pursue policy.
Wait, but you just said that her policy is less developed. That's why you can't give me an example of something she advocates for that stands against our Constitution. Meanwhile, I could give you plenty of examples of Trump, okay? So if you care about our Constitution, if you're a true-blood constitutionalist, you'd be voting for Harris. Because Donald Trump wants to violate people's First Amendment right to freedom of speech and expression, and Donald Trump told Mike Pence in a private interview that was televised that we need to take away people's guns first and then have due process second. Donald Trump has also said that, specifically speaking, he has the right to install himself for a second presidential term, like given him trying to steal the vote from Biden in 2020. Now, we could see some interpretations on that. That would definitely be a little bit confusing from a constitutional lens. But overwhelmingly, if you're going to say that you'd still vote for Trump even though he's raped a woman and tried to overthrow democracy, like, you're just too far gone, little bro.
Well, I don't see that need for name calling. I haven't called you any names, but I mean, this is just generally how Democrats govern, through executive action and through the administrative state. And I have seen no indication that Kamala has any plan to change that. And
so you don't like it when presidents use their executive power?
Well, I have a limited view of executive power. There are permissible uses of executive power.
Name me a bigger abuse of executive power than Donald Trump sending fake slates of electorates into Congress on January 6th to cast fake Trump votes when he lost, saying that he won for Mike Pence to be certified as real.
Obviously that was unconstitutional.
But that was the biggest example of any president since the Civil War. That is the biggest abuse of executive power ever.
There are probably others that you could, I would argue that. FDR interning the Japanese during World War II.
Okay. Yeah, that's comparable.
But my point is not to defend that. I mean, my view is probably that Trump
maybe about someone that's running for office.
Well, I guess my point is that while Trump's fake slate of electors was obviously unconstitutional, and he probably should be excluded from the ballot, but he hasn't been.
Wait, if he probably should be excluded
re-election now, so there's no reason for that to happen in the future.
User, I appreciate you for coming up, man. If you see reality for what it is, if you, unlike the other people that I talk to, completely understand what Donald Trump did in 2020 and how that is a grave threat to our democracy, but are still voting for him, we aren't going to have a productive convo. We just won't. We just literally
But all
won't.
of that unconstitutional conduct was in furtherance of trying to stay in power for a second term. If he's reelected to a second term, then there's
James, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. I've listened long enough.
28 election.
James, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for that love. Thank you so much. So I mean, first of all, there exist possibilities of him wanting to use that power to achieve other means, such as installing someone else apart from himself. All right, of course, we don't have a crystal ball. We can only speculate. But specifically speaking, I'd say that it doesn't matter. JD, I appreciate you for the meteor shower. You're awesome. Let's get some W's for JD in the chat. Thank you for the meteor shower. I'd say that there's that just alone give a sufficient reason. I appreciate you for coming up. You sound like one of the most educated people I've had in my life today. I'm going to move on, not because of anything wrong, bad, annoying, or incorrect that you did, but I just know that we will not be able to have any type of productive dialogue if you're sitting there telling me that you understand exactly what Donald Trump did in 2020 when he tried to steal the election from Biden, but that's not enough. If that's not enough, I don't know what is. There's no point in conversation. It's just literally a waste of time for us to go over any other point if Donald Trump cooing the country isn't sufficient to sway your vote. You know what I mean, guys? What's up, Sal? Are you voting for Trump?
I am, yeah.
Awesome. Why so, man?
I just in general think that he's a good person. You mind if I ask you two questions quickly?
Yeah. After you ask me your 2 questions, I'm gonna have fucking fun with that statement.
Oh, that's all right. All right, quick question on what do you think about Russia's leaders saying that he would end the war with Ukraine if Trump was elected?
Yeah, they just want Trump to win. I mean, if they'll go so far as to pay $10 million to Republican influencers to propone like pro-Republican, pro-Trump, pro-Kremlin propaganda, yeah, they're definitely going to say whatever it takes to. Oh, Bio says he's 16. Hop out of here, little boy. Moving on to our next guest for the 7.2 thousand people hanging out with us in here today. Make sure that we're double tapping. Then also, if you want to support me, once again, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms. And also for the 7,000 people in here, make sure to go like my recent video. Super duper exciting. Thank you for the superpower, Ian. So my recent video is going to be on my repost under my TikTok. If you just click on my profile picture, go to my account, you'll see that. And specifically speaking, yeah, it's just me about my experience on Jubilee. It's pretty cool. We got our next guest loading in right now. Everyone just do give us a minute. Let's go and see what our next guest has to say. We got Ebony loading in. Make sure if you're in the queue that you are voting for Trump once again. Let's see what we got. We got Dalen loading in. What's up, Ebony? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah,
How old are you?
18.
Why are you voting for Trump?
I know he's done bad stuff, but also I do think.
Okay. What time is it?
Oh, it's 5:52.
Okay, and what state do you live in?
Florida.
I mean, it adds up. Okay. No, that adds up, chat. So why do you support someone that? Oh, they left. Okay, I don't know why they left. I guess they were just lying to me, but the math is mathing. I think that they just kind of guessed and they happened to guess correctly. Super duper unfortunate that they left because, well, I was going to accept it. All right, moving on to our next guest here, chat. Everyone just give us a minute. Hey, what's up, Steven? Are you voting for Dipedon? And he left. Okay, moving on to our next guest here, y'all. Everyone make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen, y'all. So everyone just do be patient while we get our next guest Cohen up in the box, everyone. Everybody. Also go follow the Twitter. Once again, we're so close to 2,000 followers, quite frankly. So real. Is Mullet Dean gone for good? Maybe. I want to bring it back, but I don't know if my girlfriend likes a mullet, so we got our next guest holding up in here right now. All right, let's see what we got. Airman, thank you for the 2 pennies on Venmo, so I thank you. Yeah, 2 pennies is the minimum threshold. Why am I on a different account? I'm live banned on my main until the 23rd. Next guest, Charlie, is loading up into the queue. Let's see what we got. Okay, Cohen's not loading in. 18 million views on the Twitter post. Yeah, I wish that they would have tagged me. I feel like that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Honestly, y'all should go spam on that super popular Twitter post that they should tag me and drop my at too. At Dean Withers, at it's Dean, the same ad as my main account. Bessie, I appreciate you for the hand arts. What's up, Polar? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I had a couple questions because I asked this to Parker yesterday. Because there's a bunch of independents like Tulsi Gabbard or Megyn Kelly that are still trying to endorse Trump over these rapist charges. But I also just seen on CNN or ABC that 158 Democrats voted against deporting any sexual assault or rapists themselves out of this country. So how do you feel about that?
Your question was confusing. Repeat it.
So I was talking to Parker about Megyn Kelly and Tulsi Gabbard yesterday about still endorsing Trump over these rapist allegations. But there was just a thing on CNN. CNN posted that 158 Democrats voted against deporting sexual assault and rapists out of the country. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, were they undocumented migrants?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I disagree with them. I think that it's totally fine to deport like violent undocumented migrants. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so why do you want to vote for rapists? Because I'm guessing you'd say that rapists and undocumented migrants should be sent out of our country. So why do you want one to lead the country? Is it just
because apparently it was only a sexual assault charge? They didn't get him on a rapist charge.
Okay, would you agree with me that rape would include anything going into a woman's vajayjay without consent?
Well, of course, and I would not want that to happen to my own
so
daughter.
Then you agree that it was grape because he's held liable for inserting his fingers into her vajayjay without consent. That's grape under your view.
Understood. But there's still people from the independent party and all on that are leaving the Democrat Party to still endorse him. So why would they be doing that?
Yeah, how many white people endorse slavery, literally lynching black people because of their color?
But the Democrats were the ones who founded the KKK and were against a slavery ending.
Yeah, and who flies the Confederate flag today?
The white people?
Yeah, Republicans or Democrats?
I'm not sure. I can't.
Oh, you're not sure? You're not sure?
The Confederate flag, I don't know about
Oh, yeah, you're not sure. Like which party like predominantly flies the Confederate flag? You're really not too sure?
it. No, I don't because I never.
I've seen hundreds of Confederate flags being flown next to Trump flags. Can you give me one picture of a Confederate flag being flown next to a Kamala Harris flag?
The only flags that I've been seeing are Trump flags and American flags. I haven't seen one Confederate flag.
So Polo, I don't allow people to be like willfully ignorant and intentionally dense. You know,
I'm not being ignorant. I'm telling you the truth. I don't see any Confederate flags being flown next to Trump flags. They're literally American
flags.
flags.
So then you just have your eyes shut. Who did the KKK endorse, by the way?
But he told him that he didn't want that.
Crazy. So you said that the Democrats founded the KKK, yet the KKK endorses Donald Trump today.
And he said that he doesn't condemn them. He doesn't condemn them or any of.
You conventionally see the Confederate flag flown next to the Trump flag. Here's the thing, man. Okay, you said that the Democrats founded the KKK 300 years ago. 300 years ago, I wouldn't be a damn Democrat. But guess what? That's not the case today, okay? Racism stands with the right, not with the left.
Okay, and then what about them not wanting to end slavery?
I wouldn't have been a Democrat then either.
All right, well, then you've answered my questions, man.
Okay, and I have questions for you. Why do you want to vote for the racists since you obviously care so much
I'm a
about
felon, so I can't vote. But I would rather have my country back the way it was.
All right, good to know. All right, we're going to move on. If anyone watching wants to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. Moving on to our next guest. All right. Just like their leader, a felon for a felon, a felon for a felon. Joe with the $50 on PayPal. Yo, Joe, I appreciate you for the love. Let's get some W's in the comment section for Joe. Thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. That is seriously so kind of you, man. You've been in here supporting every day. Chat, please show some extra love to Joe literally right now. Thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. You're absolutely phenomenal, man. And Offset, I appreciate you for that money gun. You guys are going crazy today. We got our next guest loading in right now, but show some extra special love in that chat. We did it, Joe. We did it. Joe, I miss you. Come back to the race right away with me, Joe. I miss you.
Hey,
Eric,
what's going on, little bro?
Oh, okay, you're already little broing me. This will be a fun conversation. I have a question. Did you take your testosterone booster pills today?
I'm wondering how old you are.
I'm 20.
Oh, you are?
How old are you?
I'm old enough to give you a new baby brother.
So I'm going to say you've turned like 42, you're 42, 50? How old are you?
This is your only means of like any type of income, huh? Is this social media platform, huh?
Yeah, so I only work one job.
Yeah. So why are you voting for Kamala Harris?
Charlie, I appreciate you, that a mustache. So I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she has better character and policy than Trump. But I just want to clarify. You said that this is my only means of income, as if that was bad.
No, I said, is this your only means of income? I didn't ask you if it was.
Yeah, so I only work one job. Do you work more than one job?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Was there anything wrong with just working one job?
Not necessarily. But in this day and age right now, you gotta make ends meet. So you gotta.
Robert, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love W's for Robert in the chat. Thank you for the $5. So go ahead and continue. Why do you think Trump is better than Harris, little bro?
Let's see. Trump is better than Harris because, I've been sitting here listening to all your guys' stuff for like a while now.
Gabby with the $100 on Venmo for the grift and the fake job. We got you, Dean. Holy shit, Gabby. Oh my God. I want y'all to show some massive love to Gabby in the chat right now for the $100 on Venmo. Wow.
$1,000 donation. Jesus Christ.
Eric,
Hey.
would you like to thank Gabby for the $100 she just sent me for the real job?
Shit, I'd be happy if she sent me $100.
But she's not gonna do that. Do you know
I'd be jumping for joy too, man, and screaming and shit. Holy hell!
Do you want to know why she would never do that?
Because I don't have a platform like this, dude.
Because no matter how much you want to be me, you'll never be me.
I've already been you. Like you said, I'm already 40, right? Or something like that.
William with the $20 on Venmo saying love the streams. I appreciate you for the love, William. W's in the comment section for William. Thank you so much for the $20. You are awesome, man. Thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate that, William. W's for Gabby and W's for William in the chat literally right now. And Chris, thank you for the $2. Yeah, if you went live right now, how much money would you make?
I'm helping you get all this money. Look at all this.
Yeah, so if you went live, oh, someone's jealous. Kevin with the $15 on Venmo for the job. I appreciate you for the $15 Venmo.
Like crazy to this guy. Everyone, give him another $50 donation.
Oh, so this is like reverse psychology because you know that we know that you're jealous.
No, this has nothing to do with reverse psychology. This is just basic freaking common sense. But yeah,
why is it common sense to vote for a rapist?
No, I'm saying you're happy, right, by getting all these donations.
Of course, right? I'm very happy with.
Okay, then how is that not common sense to not be happy to get a donation?
Well, I don't think you're happy because I'm getting all these donations. I think I'm happy. I think you're mad.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just sitting here wondering why you want to vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, sure, because she has better character and better policy. When we're talking about her character, she's not a 34-count felon. She hasn't defrauded young adults at Trump University. She specifically hasn't called for the death penalty for the Central Park Five. She hasn't called all black people lazy. She hasn't sexualized her own daughter or said that she dated a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. She hasn't said that she likes to grab a woman by the P word without asking first, and she hasn't raped a woman. And there's plenty of other examples we could talk over too. She hasn't wanted to literally religiously persecute and ban all new Muslims from entering into the country. Then when we talk about policy, she wants to fight for the 170 million American women and girls that need their federally protected right and a right to health care. She wants to fight for 100 million American workers in the low and the middle class, giving them tax cuts that won't increase the deficit. Meanwhile, Donald Trump wants to fight for him and his rich buddies. We have a lot of reasons here to vote for Harris over Trump, man.
So out of every single one of those reasons that you just named, which one will you benefit from?
I will benefit from her tax policy if I have a kid or one.
I don't think you'll benefit from any of them. So let me tell you something. So
yes, it's not really about how I benefit; it's how others and most people benefit. Vesper, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying that I absolutely annihilated the 20 Republicans in the Jubilee video. And Cammy, thank you for the $20 on PayPal, saying fake money. Thank you, Vesper and Cammy, for the $20 and the $10. Thank you guys so much for the love.
See, I'm hooking you up, bro. Look, hey,
buddy,
so check this out.
With all due respect,
so back in 2019,
this has always been my form of income, even
at?
before you joined up.
So, hang on.
I don't know.
Kamala Harris said something about she was going to give what, $25,000 to first-time home buyers or something like that, right?
Yeah, you're requiring.
Am I correct or no?
Yep.
$25,000, right?
Yeah.
So you take the $25,000, and then you take our interest rates now, which in California here, our interest rates are about. Well, they actually did drop.
Lena, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Keep crushing these bitches with facts. I appreciate you for the $10, Lena. W's for Lena in the chat.
Right now, they're about at like 5% right now, right? So for a $325,000 house, she's going to give you $25,000. You're going to owe still $300,000 on a 30-year loan, right? So that's 30 years of your life you're going to be paying on this. The interest rate, you're going to be spending about $19,000 to $2,000 a month for the rest of basically 30 years to buy this house, right? Now, back when Trump, back in 2019, interest rates were only about 3.5%.
I think they were lower.
Yeah, they're a little bit lower, right? So your interest rate, or your monthly housing, right? Because an average house back then was about $200,000. That was just like a mediocre house. So over a 10-year period, a 10-year timeline, you would have wound up saving about $180,000 versus this $25,000. Basically, here you go. You can do this. Also, too, when you go and you sell your house, you have to pay back that $25,000 gift that they had given you.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so who controls the interest rates?
The interest rates, it's kind of all over the place.
It's not.
It's basically, so the interest rates comes from basically your banks and everything, like your credit, and all.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just inform you. So the interest rates are controlled by the Federal Reserve. So they institute like a maximum and a minimum interest rate that like a lender can charge you. Okay. And the reason that we have higher interest rates now is not because of the presidency. That was the Federal Reserve's response to the inflation onset by the pandemic. When they increase interest rates, it decreases consumer spending, which in turn decreases the rate of inflation that we have. And then also, if you do not like that the Fed did that, well, specifically speaking, the head of the Feds, Jerome Powell, is actually on Trump's good side, and Trump's going to keep him there. So no, we should not blame the Biden-Harris administration for the interest rates. And then you're somehow wrapping the interest rates into a conversation about this $25,000 subsidy. What's better? 25,000. Sorry. What's better, having $25,000 or not having $25,000?
Well, I believe paying less rent, just less mortgage in general, would be better and beneficial. Because then, right, average Joe.
But that has nothing to do with the policy that you're referencing. Then.
Yeah, it does. Because if she gives you if I go buy a house right now, she gives me the $25,000. Say I live another 30 years, depending on my habits or whatever, and I live that long, and I'm able to pay off that whole entire thing. I still have to drop and I want to sell my house. I have to pay back that $25,000. Now give it about 30 years from now, $25,000 probably ain't gonna be nothing, right?
Emma, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Another $50 because Eric said so. Also, his following is insane. Yo, someone check his following and tell me what's there. But let's get some massive W's in the chat for Emma right now for the $50 on PayPal. I really appreciate you for the love. Massive W's for Emma down below in the chat. Thank you for the $50. Oh wait, his following list is bad. What's on his following list, chat?
I just follow everything, dude, that pops up on my stuff. I just follow whatever. It says that they follow me, I follow them back.
Oh, really?
I'm a like I don't.
Well.
TikToker. I ain't filtering.
Well. What do we have here? Is this another middle-aged? Well. Is this another? One moment. Well. Is this another middle-aged white man sitting on my live talking shit while following little fucking girls?
I don't know if any of them are little girls. I think a lot of them are just average people, right?
This is a brand new experience that I have actually, quite frankly, never encountered before.
What? So that has a bunch of bots on their profile? You never encountered that?
Wait, why? If you knew that they're bots, why would you follow them?
So they follow me, I follow it back. That's how it works.
Why do you follow them back?
Because I could have freaking followers, so I could go live or do whatever the heck I want on this thing.
You don't need to follow them back to get the followers.
Yeah, the more followers you have, I don't know exactly how the whole system works on TikTok.
I love having old men. One second. I love having old men like lie and explain this like they're my fucking kid. I literally feel like I just walked in on my like my 15-year-old son doing some shit he shouldn't have been doing, and now he's like trying to explain it to me. Like I feel like I'm looking at like a kid's following list right now.
That's kind of like what I feel like right now.
Purdy, thank you so much for the boxing gloves. I really appreciate you for the loves. W for Purdy in the chat with a boxing gloves, and Phil with a $5. Hey, honestly, Eric, I just have one question for you. What's 4 + 4?
What's half of 2 + 2?
2. What is 4 + 4?
Half of 2 + 2. What is it?
If you're saying, is it half of 2 + 2 with parentheses around the 2 2s? If that's the case, it would be 2.
So what is half?
If it's half of 2 plus 2, then it's 3.
See, now you're getting it, huh? Because half of what's
4 plus? What's 4 + 2? What's 4 + 4?
Oh my gosh!
What's 4 plus? Dude, the sad
you
thing
can ask
is,
me all kinds of questions.
The sad thing is, chat. It's like I want to be able to do my exit liner of having them say 8, but these Trump supporters are so fucking stupid that they don't even know what 4 + 4 is. You can't make this shit up. We don't live in the real world, chat. Listen, sometimes I understand why these lives get so many viewers. Because, dude, this shit's crazy. This shit's crazy, dude. I swear to God. For the 7.2 thousand people in here, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen. You just can't. You can't make it up. Like, this is just unfortunately the state of reality. You know what I mean, guys? I feel like at the end of the day, you know, after I've done this for a couple of years, I'll probably end up quitting and then just become a recluse, growing a long beard, smoking cigarettes every day because I've lost all faith in everyone around me. Like, watch this. Chloe, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
And what is a continent?
What? I'm not here for that. I just want
Yeah.
to talk about one thing.
Yeah, let's do it. See what I mean, chat? It's like that alone. It makes me lose faith. But go for it, Chloe. Why are you?
No,
voting
because
for
you
Trump?
come up with like, what is a continent? Like,
I'm
what?
sorry. I didn't. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
regardless, my big issue is the amount of illegal immigrants coming into this country and creating an unsafe environment. Whereas I live in New York.
One
so,
moment, Chloe. The
Okay.
old soul millennial 89. I want you to join the live. I just sent you an invite. You just dropped a comment saying that I'm the biggest pussy on TikTok. I want you to join right now because what reason would you have to run away from the biggest pussy on TikTok?
Wait, what? Me?
No, not you, Chloe. Someone in the chat. Go ahead.
Me go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
keep talking?
Yeah, and Michelle, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I really appreciate you for the love. W's in the chat for Michelle. They're actively running away. They would have accepted by now. They're running. Go ahead, Chloe. Take it away. So you said you're voting for Trump because you don't like undocumented migrants coming into our country. Donald Trump is a reason we've had an increase in undocumented migrants entering into our country. He
No.
actually shot down the bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate.
Okay, I'm strictly talking about the past few years, and I guess mainly the last year. 75% of all arrests made in New York City were illegal immigrants. So that's a lot. That's a lot.
Rebecca, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love, Rebecca. I'll read your message here as well. How old are you?
22.
22. Oh, wait, shit. Apparently, I just got Andrew Tate's attention. Wait. Yo, did Andrew Tate just tweet about me? Oh, yeah. Andrew Tate just tweeted about me. Crazy. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, just the fact that 75% of all arrests were illegal immigrants in New York City. I can't give you the exact site on that, but it was on the news and Trump brought it up, so that's how I.
Okay, so like we should deport people if they have unreasonably high arrest rates, right?
I just think that there should be a.
So I just want to clarify that U.S. natural-born citizens are 4 times more likely to be to commit property-related crimes, 2.5 times more likely to commit violent crimes, and then 2 times more likely to commit any crime. Right. So I don't appreciate it when we have U.S. citizens coming up on my live, virtue signaling and demonizing on behalf of undocumented migrants just to further stigmatize their very existence, to justify like Hitler type fascist deportation techniques, like walking door to door with a National Guard to like wrangle them all up. Like that actually sounds like some 1940 Germany type shit. It's gross. Okay. Right. But my question to you would be here, if you don't like undocumented migrants coming into our country, why are you voting for Trump? Trump is the guy that torpedoed the bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate 2 years ago that would have significantly reduced the impact of the crisis.
So I don't know, but that's his main point as of right now, that he's saying that he's going to limit the number of illegal migrants as much as he can. So I don't really know about like the facts. I know it's like.
So then why did you shoot down the border bill?
So I can't answer that for you, but all I know is that that's a crazy number. Do you have an answer to that? Can anyone answer that? I don't
Yeah,
think.
because he doesn't actually care about the southern border. He's just willing
He
to take
does
advantage of
because-
any scenario to get your vote. Like for instance, he didn't really do anything during his first presidency to crack down on the border. He takes credit for Title 42, which was a measure implemented because of COVID. Okay, that's when he claimed that his clampdown began. He didn't claim the wall. He didn't claim the Remain in Mexico policy. He didn't claim anything else he did because it was all ineffective, point blank, period. But I want to ask you a question. Why do you support someone that doesn't support you? Donald Trump is a sexist. He does not care about the thoughts, wants, needs, feelings, desires, or opinions of women and girls. How can you expect him to effectively legislate for them?
So I disagree with that. I know he has done stuff in his past that you're going to bring up, and I do believe that that was wrong, and I don't think that's right in any way, but I don't think it limits him from being a good president. He has...
What? So raping a woman doesn't limit you from being a good president?
No, and I don't. Whenever he did that, I Can you tell me what year he did that?
Yeah, 1996. He was held
Okay,
civilly
so that
liable for
was,
gripping.
30 years ago, and I'm not defending him. I think that's completely wrong. But I think a lot of us have done wrong in our past, and it doesn't.
Wait. Did you grape someone?
I did.
Are you a rapist? No. So not all of us are rapists. If
No, I
Donald
didn't
Trump
say
raped,
that.
if Donald Trump raped a little girl in 1996, would you still be voting for him?
So I'm not going to feed into that. I know what you're saying, and I know what your point is, that no moral person would want that.
I wouldn't. Ask me if I'd vote for Harris if she raped a little girl 30 years ago. Ask me that question.
Okay, but that's
My answer is no. So
completely
what's yours?
different. Okay, I get that. But can we just talk about how she is a liar and a manipulator?
Sure. What's the biggest lie she's ever told? Shanika, thank you for the $10 on PayPal, saying that you made an edit of me. Please send it in my Discord. It's discord.gg/Dean. Thank you for the $10 on PayPal, Shanika. W's for Shanika in the chat. What's the biggest lie that Kamala Harris has ever told?
So I can't give you the biggest lie. I don't know. That's opinion of, like, it's someone's opinion, but
Give me your opinion. What is
this.
the worst lie that she's ever told to the American people?
I think it was extremely disrespectful of her to say that there was no active duty military members in the debate. That was completely false, and that's
So she said that there's no active duty military members fighting in wars across the world, which is true.
Yes.
What war are active duty military members fighting in?
So there are videos of active duty military members stitching that clip, and I don't know if you saw it. They were like, "Well, where the fuck are we right now?"
I have seen that. And that's because we have active duty military members across the world at embassies, at U.S. bases in neighboring in NATO countries. But what the claim she made is that we don't have any active duty military service members fighting in war. So the people in that video are not in war.
Okay, I mean, I guess I misunderstood that, and I guess the media made it seem like that. But
Yeah, because that's just the propaganda machine of the right. But the biggest lie that Donald Trump's ever told is convincing tens of millions of American citizens after 2020 that he won 2020 and Joe Biden stole it from him. The Achilles heel to a functioning democracy is a misinformed and misled voter base. So specifically speaking, right, what I would ask you here is, if you care about someone that lies, if you care about someone that manipulates, why would you want to vote for Trump when he's told the biggest lie that any sitting U.S. president has ever told? And Rebecca, thank you for the $5 on Venmo.
I really, I feel like I don't know what to say, and I feel like it's so hard to debate someone who has so much knowledge, which you do, but I don't know, I just see things, and I see her manipulating to get votes, and I know that you're saying Trump did that, but he's not doing that right now.
So if Donald Trump graped your sister and mother a year ago, would you still vote for him since he's not doing that right now?
No, we're not. I'm not really talking about the grape thing right now. I don't think that was okay. And
Hey,
I
Morgan, it's good to see you. Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate it, Morgan. I remember you, Morgan. It's been a while. I hope you're well. All right, well, the point is that this is something that he's done in his past that's sufficiently bad not to vote for him. For instance, if Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't killed in prison and was still alive today, right, well, we wouldn't reference him as oh, he's a good functioning guy in society. He should be able to achieve his highest hopes, aspirations, and dreams. Sign him up for being an elementary school teacher because he's not doing any of those things that he did in his past now. No, there's just some things that are point blank period unforgivable. Right? People can change, people can grow, people can develop, but there's a threshold to that logic. Okay? And I would say that grape would fall over the threshold.
Well, if he was actually guilty for that, why didn't he get arrested for that?
Well, actually, it was held in a civil court, so he was held civilly liable, and although he was not arrested or sent to jail, he was forced to pay his victim $80 million.
So, but why wasn't he? Can you explain the civilly part? Why wasn't he arrested? Because I don't think rapists should be not sentenced.
Yeah, well, he was sentenced just in a civil court. The reason there was no criminal proceedings is because the statute of limitations had passed because of bad law in New York. They couldn't arrest him, bring him to jail, or any of that because it had been over 20 years since the event occurred, meaning that they couldn't bring any charges forth in a criminal court. but they could in a civil court. Okay.
Okay, I hear that. And then, well, can we talk about how the no bail thing, how people are getting let out after doing bad things? Because I don't agree with that either.
Okay, what? Sorry, just repeat yourself.
How there's like a no bail law that you don't have to pay bail once you get arrested.
No cash bail. That's what you're referencing.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you like show me where in Kamala Harris's campaign website it's indicated that is a policy like she supports? Because
Well,
I just want to like clarify here. Like specifically speaking, Donald Trump has said that she supports no cash bail, but Donald Trump has also said that she's going to ban fracking, and he said
Well,
that
she
she's going
said
to ban
that
ARs.
too. I heard like a compilation of many times where she said she wanted to ban fracking as well as the buyback thing.
So would you say that it'd be okay and like permissible and in fact justified for me to say that JD Vance is actually working against Trump and JD Vance thinks that he's a really bad president and in fact he thinks that he's America's Hitler? So a reason why we shouldn't vote for Trump and Vance is because Vance is going to undermine his administration?
I don't think that's factual. I think that's hearsay. Like it's, I don't know. It might.
Yeah, but he called Trump America's Hitler in 2019, the same year she said that she was against fracking. JD Vance has since then came out and said that he's changed his belief, just like Kamala Harris has came out and said that she's changed hers.
Okay, I get that, and I could see that. Okay, another thing is, I don't know. Let me think of something else. I don't know. Do you have any questions for me, I guess, about, because I can't think of anything right now because I'm on the spot.
I don't. I appreciate you for coming up. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Chloe.
you. Bye.
Yeah, have a good one. I could appreciate her for being respectful. She's just on the wrong side of history. Hey, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, you said in the chat, debate me!
Yeah, debate me. Because let's just make something clear that you, Harry, and Chris are all, your talent management team is paid by the DNC and you're about 14 years old. So let's just get that straight. But so you're pushed
Hey, one second. I actually want to thank Joe real quick for the $25 on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Joe, with the $25 on PayPal. You were absolutely phenomenal, man. Thank you so much, Joe. I'm not paid by a talent management agency nor the DNC. I'm paid by individuals who enjoy my content.
I don't believe that's not true, but here, nor there. So
I think that is here. I want to
Okay,
talk
well-
about it. What evidence do you have that I'm paid by like a political party?
Harry Sissons, it's all over X, but everyone knows and it's proven that he has. But besides the point, so
It's not. Why do you not want to talk about it?
So Republicans are against democracy, correct?
Brandy, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo straight from the DNC. And then Kevin with a $10 on Venmo, just an American citizen. Thank you for the love. Let's get some W's for Brandy and Kevin. And Micah, thank you for the $1 on Venmo from the DNC. And Maja, thank you for the $5 on PayPal from the DNC as well. Thank you so much. Is that the DNC paying me right there using sleeper bots?
That's
Lania with a $5 on Venmo from the DNC. Thank you, Lania.
All right, so hold on. So Republicans are a threat to democracy, correct? And Trump is too, right?
Yeah, correct. And Kevin, thank you for another $10 on Venmo from the same American citizen. Thank you for the $10, Kevin. W's for Kevin and down below. How do you feel about Kevin sending me $10? If I get donations from people like Kevin, why would I accept money from the DNC?
It's called being a slave to the government. But could I? I want to get into my point. So
wait, I want to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's called you having fan base.
Oh, Kevin with another $10 on Venmo just to shut this guy up for a few more seconds. Thank you for the $10, Kevin. And Arabelle, thank you for the $5 on Venmo from the DNC as well.
So are you gonna debate, or are you just gonna rant about people sending you money? Because that's the point of you doing this.
Man, I was thanking my donors. Jesse, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the JD Vance election fund. Wait, if the reason I was doing this was for the donations, how come I started in the first place when I wasn't making any donations?
Yeah, obviously, when you grow your page, you're gonna start getting paid by the DNC. But anywho,
Kaylee, thank you for the $5, and Andrew with the $5 from the DNC. W's for Kaylee and Andrew for the $5 from the DNC.
So you can't even debate. Anywho, so if Republicans are a threat to democracy, let me ask you something. How many primary votes has Kamala Harris got?
Katrina with the $10 on Venmo from the DNC.
How many votes? How many primary votes did Kamala Harris get? Did you vote for her in this primary?
No one voted for her in the primaries, just like no one voted for Trump in the primaries. Kevin with another $5 on Venmo, gas for the day.
That's literally a threat to democracy. So there you go again. So how many votes did she get?
So she got 0, just like Trump got 0.
We didn't. I voted in the primary, and so did all other Republicans.
Dylan, thank you for the $5 on Venmo from the DNC. So you actually didn't vote for Trump. You voted for delegates that were pledged to Trump. And yeah, yo, Law, feel free to come up, man. Desiree, I appreciate you for the $1 on Venmo. And then that's also not a threat to democracy because there's a difference between our private political parties and our government fixtures.
So basically,
Liz, thank you for the $10 on Venmo from the DNC. I appreciate you for the love, Liz. W's for Liz in the chat. And John with a $15 on PayPal saying that you're pathetic, Brandon. This is from the DNC. I appreciate you for the $15. I was still talking, but then you interrupted me.
So
Devin, thank you for the $4 on Venmo for Brandon, me and Delulu and Mackenzie. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the DNC bonus and to shut this guy up.
Well, this guy doesn't let me talk. So
I was reading off my donuts, man.
No one cares. Literally.
Ayana, thank you for the $10 on Venmo for the $10 from the DNC, and Andrew with the $5. W's for Ayana and W's for Andrew for the $10 and the $5. Thank you, Ayana and Andrew. I bet a lot of people care. They want to be donating.
No one really cares. But anywho,
then why are they donating if they don't care?
So basically, for the past 4 years, the Democrats have been lying about Joe Biden's dementia, and then the fact that for the first time ever, we basically had a debate prior to the national conventions, and then they knew they were going to do this because they knew he had dementia, and they knew he couldn't win. And if Biden had a performance like he did after the conventions, they knew he would be out the door. We have Tim Walz's whole family who also endorsed Trump, and his brother even said that he's dangerous because he is. Kamala Harris is a true socialist, and she did say she wants to ban fracking, which, if you want to go by Mark...
Jen with the $5 from the DNC and Kenna with the $2 because you care. Thank you so much, Jen and Kenna. So I have a question. Define socialism.
You basically want to just tag. You want to make everyone else.
Payin with a $10 on Venmo from a person who cares. Thank you for the love, Payin, for caring. Let's get some W's in the chat for Payin for caring. And Connie with a $25 on Venmo from the DNC. W's for Connie down below right now. Lena with a $2 to interrupt this bitch. Thank you for the $2, Lena. And Jinsey, thank you for the ICU. And Eden, thank you for the $10 on PayPal as well. And Jordan with the $2 as well. Thank you guys so much for the love. Y'all are phenomenal. Can you define socialism?
Yeah, it's basically you want to make everyone wealthy and equal. You want to make everyone equal. So basically, the more productive you are, you want to punish them more by getting taxed. So basically, we're all slaves to our government. So basically,
that's not. So basically, that's not what socialism is.
No, it is.
Pipsqueak, I need to educate you. Socialism has nothing to do with the redistribution of wealth. Socialism, quite frankly, is only going to be a mode of production in which the workers own the means of production. Think democracy in the workplace. Also, Nolan, fuck you for requesting $100 from me. I thought that I just got a $100 donation. And I was head over heels and I was so happy, but then I realized that you were actually requesting the money for me. Let's get some L's for Nathan in the chat. And Paige, thank you for the $7 on Venmo as well.
Oh my God. It's all you do is just talk about your donors. So basically,
jealous.
I'm really not jealous. I do not need to be paid by TikTokers who are total slaves to the government, who have no education on what goes on in this country.
Wait, who lacks the education? You're the one that didn't know what socialism is.
No, I'm not. I do. When you want to make
Andrew, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Tell Brandon his deadlift form is terrible. Yo, it's W's for Andrew. Thank you for the $10.
Yeah, I deadlift 605 pounds. Wake me up when you do that.
Oh, you deadlift 605 pounds?
Yeah, wake me up.
I did that in sophomore year of high school, Pipsqueak. Be real. Gen X, thank you for the little crown. Your test levels, so low, quite frankly.
You're a sophomore in high school.
Wait, I'm a sophomore in high school? No wonder you're talking to me. Oh my God! Terrible. I mean, just terrible. Just truly terrible. Just truly terrible. Oh, that was good.
So cringe, dude.
No, that was my best one yet. That was seriously my best one yet. That was my best one yet. And Ayana, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Stay mad at the interruptions, Braden. Thank you for the $10. And Adam, thank you for the $5. And Paid with the $5 as well. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and then talk about threat to democracy. So how many times have how many interviews has Kamala done?
Since 4 or 5. Do I ask you a question?
She's done two. Why are the Democrats hiding her from doing it?
Danielle, I appreciate you for the $5 on PayPal. And Danielle, thank you for the $5. Amira, thank you for the $5 from the DNC. And Margot with the $10 on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Margot. Joe with the $2. I really appreciate you so much for the love. W's for Daniela, Marg. And Richie's, thank you for the $5 to poop on Brandon. I appreciate you for the love. I'm just waiting for him to let me talk, honestly. I'm waiting for him to let me cook. I appreciate y'all so much for the Venmo and the PayPal donations. Y'all are popping off right now. So, hey, I have a question. So you define socialism as the redistribution of wealth. Once again, that's not what socialism is. You didn't know what socialism is. The only reason you call Kamala Harris a socialist is because it's what Donald Trump tells you to say.
No, it's not.
Earlier, you were talking about, one moment, I'm going to put you on mute.
I say what's actually going on in this.
There you go. I'm going to put you on mute because you interrupted me. So earlier you said that you cared about threats to democracy. Then why are you voting for Donald Trump? He's the biggest threat to democracy since the Civil War. He tried to stage a coup to overthrow the country in 2020. Unmute that mic, Pookie.
That's why your party tries to assassinate the political opponent.
You have an echo, Brandon. Brandon, you're going to have to go on pause and come back into the app. And Kenneth, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Brandon thinks he's him. He absolutely is not him. Thank you for the love. Law, how you doing?
Living the dream, buddy. How about you?
I'm doing all right. We're having a good day. Cindy, I appreciate you for the $10.
That Jubilee video's popping off.
You see that shit? Yeah, that was fun, huh? I enjoyed that. Cindy, seriously, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo from the DNC. W's for Cindy down below. Thank you for the $10.
Everybody, while we wait for Brandon to figure his shit out here, we have 6.4 thousand people. Dean's only sitting at 6.2 or 2.6 rather. Little dyslexic there. Let's everybody fill up the bar one time. Get Dean over 3 million. I would greatly appreciate it. And and we do know there's some MAGA who are hate watching. That happens. They're not going to do their part in filling up the bar. So if you could fill up the bar 2 times, that should get us close to 3.5, and I would greatly appreciate that.
Also, by the way, the last guest ran chat. Hey, what's going on, Stefan? Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, why so?
I mean, mainly, it's been that way my entire life, kind of on the conservative side.
Okay, so if Harris was running as a conservative, would you vote for her instead?
I think it's more if she was conservative socially, then I wouldn't really care.
Jeanette, thank you for the $25 on Venmo from the DNC. Let's get at least 250 W's in the comment section right now for Jeanette. Thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. I really appreciate you for the love. Jeanette, W's for Jeanette down below. Yeah, so what policy of Harris's do you think is too far left?
One is the abortion deal. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, the Democratic side of it.
Okay, so you're pro-life. Do you think that abortion's murder?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you think that it should be left up to the state?
Yeah, I'm a fan of just about everything being left up to the states. I'm a big fan of just the federal government getting smaller and smaller.
Okay. Yeah, what about the right to own slaves?
I'm against that, obviously.
Because you think that, basic human rights should be protected at the federal level?
Yeah, the basic human rights for sure at the federal level, but
so if you think that basic human rights should be protected at the federal level, how come you think murder should be left up to the states?
I would be okay with it going to the states. I don't think in the 21st century any state would rightfully agree to bring back slaves, to be honest with you.
Oh, you'd be okay with a right to own slaves going back to the states?
No, that's not what I said.
That is exactly what you said.
Let me repeat it and clarify for you. So I said if the states were allowed to vote for it, right, there's no way in the 21st century that any total state would vote for the right to slaves to come back. But I personally would be against that. I would move out of the state, obviously, if that would happen.
Okay, so then why do you think that murder should be left up to the state? You said that abortion's murder and it should be left up to the state. So why do you think murder should be left up to the state, but slavery shouldn't?
Well, one, I think it's mainly due to the people that are living in the states because it's different, if you live in Alabama versus you live in California, right? So it should be up to the majority of the people living in the state versus the total country.
Right, so do you think that, the right to, kill other people on the streets should be left up to the state?
Again, I think there's basic things that everybody 100% could agree on, right?
But this shows me that you have intuitions that aren't conducive from a pro-life worldview without instantiate that a fetus is just as morally valuable as you and me. Because you'd say that murder in the typical sense of one person killing another person in the street should be protected by the federal government. However, abortion should be left up to the state. This is showing us that you don't think that the life of a fetus is as valuable as your life or my life. Okay, and that's why, right, to serve those intuitions, we should accept and adopt a pro-choice worldview because that last statement actually served against your intuitions. Right? I would say that specifically speaking, the right to get an abortion should be protected and codified at a federal level because regardless if you're a woman in California or Colorado, you deserve the same access to healthcare as a woman in Alabama or Texas.
That's fair. I don't think, though, that abortion countrywide, obviously, I'm against it just from a pro-life movement, right? That's just from my beliefs.
So why do you think abortion's murder? And Marilee, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. W's in the chat for Marilee. Thank you for the $10 on PayPal.
Yeah, I think that life begins at conception. Just basic.
Okay, so ending life is murder?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think with some women with IUDs are murderers because in some scenarios they will allow for conception to occur, then it will prevent the implantation of that conceived zygote, essentially killing it?
No, I mean, I believe in contraception, no problem.
Wait, but that's murder under your view. Okay, he's probably running away.
No, I'm not. I'm just holding a 6-month-old baby. Sorry. No, I don't. I believe in contraception. I don't know if that you can specifically identify every case by case deal because it's different, right?
Wait, but what's the difference between a woman with an IUD killing a conceived zygote and a woman going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
That's fair. I'm not a scientist, so I want to be able to identify
Because
one
both are
against the
killing
other.
a unique human life, right? Given your view, those would both be murder.
That's fair. What I'm saying though is that I think that it's easier for everybody to agree that life begins with conception past like the contraception deal, right? So
No, but like they kill conceived lives.
okay, I mean you can take it that far if you like. My stance on it though is I'm okay with contraception.
But that's literally like logically inconsistent. You're special plane.
Well, I mean you can say any stance is inconsistent whether you take it from that point or you go from 6 week, 8 week, 15 week, 26 week.
What's the difference between you saying that the life?
What's your
difference?
your stance on
Okay,
abortion?
so
as
why
well?
do you think that a life is not valuable and it's not murder to kill it right after conception, but it is valuable and is murder to kill it at like 10 weeks?
I'm not saying that it's okay to kill at 10 weeks. I'm saying that I would, at the point of where it's a fetus, that it's, it's not okay.
So why is it okay prior to the point that it's a fetus?
It's never okay.
Sorry, that's my wife here. It's like, it's never okay to do that.
Okay, so then women with IUDs are murderers because they'll kill conceived zygotes.
Okay, I don't necessarily am going to take the stance though.
We're not
of like
talking about different. We're just. Are you talking about conception or contraception as a whole or specific?
IUDs will, in some circumstances, will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life, a conceived zygote, and they will kill it. What's the difference between an IUD killing that conceived zygote and a mother killing a fetus?
Okay, well let's just take it that far then, right? Because I'm not,
There's a reason we don't
100%.
use an IUD though.
Right, I'm not an expert on IUDs, right? I'm generally.
Janet, I appreciate you so much for the $25 on PayPal. Let's get some W's for Janet in the chat. Thank you so much for the $25. You were absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for the $25. Entertaining to see MAGA stumbling over their answers. W's for Janet in the chat, absolutely. What's up, Big Flana? Are you voting for Trump?
What's up, Dean? Personally, I'm kind of like 45-55. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, have we talked before?
I don't think so. We might have. I don't believe so. But right now, I'm kind of 45-55. There's a lot of issues on the Trump side that I think that he does better, specifically the more scary issues that are coming our way, for example, wars. But there's a lot of things that have happened recently that have slowly put me on the side of Kamala. Like after the debate, I was very impressed by her performance.
Amen. Would you ever vote for a rapist?
That's another thing that I want to talk about right now. You've made a lot of great points on that case, and it really does freak me out that all happened. I'm not a big fan of any of that, and honestly, that's one of the big reasons that I'm really considering voting for Kamala right now because that's horrible. It's disgusting.
I'm just gonna leave you with some facts to research. You said that one of the fronts that Trump wins on is war. He loses on war too. Putin likes Trump a lot because Trump is easy to manipulate, as suggested via leaked Kremlin documents. Look up those documents.
That's a great point.
And Putin's also interfered with the 2016, 2020, and now 2024 election, pushing pro-Trump propaganda, meaning Putin wants Trump reelected. That fact on its own is a little bit scary. So research those 2 points, and honestly, man, I actually have faith that you'll end up voting for Harris.
Okay. Well, can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah.
I'm just this is kind of maybe a out of the box question, but I've honestly just been curious on your issue because this is one of the issues that Trump is talking about that I really think is important and will end up being more important in the future. And that's this whole idea of the UAP issue, the UFO issue. there's a lot of actually decent evidence coming out that this has some potential merit, and I would love to see somebody who takes this topic seriously. And from what I've seen, Donald Trump is taking it a bit seriously. That's one of the things that leads me more towards that, but I would just like to hear your opinion on that.
I've never seen Donald Trump or Kamala Harris give a stance on UFOs.
Yeah, so recently he went on a talk show, they asked him a question about it, and he talked about how he spoke with a pilot and basically confirmed that they had a case where they saw a circular metallic object in the sky, and that is crazy.
That has been confirmed. But what does it have to do with who you're voting for?
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because Donald Trump has said very clearly that he wants to not only declassify the JFK files, but that includes the UAP/UFO files.
Okay, yeah. So are you going to vote for the rapist, felon, wannabe dictator that's tried to overthrow our country because he wants to declassify the JFK and UFO files? No.
No,
Just
absolutely
wait another
not.
4 years and then vote for another Republican candidate that's a little bit better than Trump that'll declassify him for you. If Kamala Harris doesn't.
No, I'm sorry. That wasn't the point I'm trying to make. I'm just curious because I'm a huge fan of your content. I've always wanted to know your opinion on this. What do you think about that whole issue? And do you think that Kamala Harris should talk about it more often?
It's completely inconsequential. That's my take.
Okay. Why do you think that? I personally think that if we got technology that is potentially interesting inside of universities or something like that, we could maybe get technologies that can help a lot of people out. For example, transportation, maybe even health technologies. We have no idea what the potential of these things are. And like I said, there's decent evidence that these things are real. I wish that people would take it
those aren't UFOs from aliens. That's just other countries.
What is?
Like the quote unquote UFOs, right? It's like most likely the case that they're not aliens, okay? They're just like classified technologies from other countries.
So, do you know who Lou Elizondo is?
No, I'm not, dude. I'm not gonna have a conversation about the existence of aliens on a politics live.
That's fine. I'll get out of here then because I don't think that you're interested in this. But I will just leave you with one thing. If you ever are curious, there's a person named Lou Elizondo, former Pentagon director of ATIP. He came out and made some very interesting statements, and I really do believe that this issue will be more important in the next 4 years. And before I leave, I just want to say incredible performance on Jubilee. It was very incredible to watch you talk to people who are uneducated and see you as patient as you were. And I want to see more debaters like you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for the love. Thanks for coming out.
Wonderful.
Oh, man. Yo, dude, you're kind of good at whistling. Big ups. Hell yeah. Parker should be live in the next hour and a half. I'm kind of already getting tired. Shit. Hey, Damien, are you voting for Trump?
No. Are you only accepting callers for Trump?
I sure am. Appreciate you for coming up. For the 5.6 thousand people in here, make sure that we're sharing out this live with a handful of friends. All right.
We lost like 800 people with that UFO talk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the stream's going down. We may hit a restart. We may hit a restart. Who knows? All right. By the way, we're at 3 million likes. That is absolutely phenomenal. I may actually hit a restart for the last hour of the live. That's not a terrible idea. Or I could just continue it through. I don't know. Whatever. We're going to get our next guest, JD, up in the box, y'all. If you want to support me, my Venmo as well as my PayPal are in my bio. You guys already know. A little bit tired out for the day already. I'm not going to lie, y'all. It's been a long couple of days. Continue? All right, bet. We're going to get our next guest up in the box. Everyone just give us a minute. If you want to help add people, feel free.
If we get to 3.5 million, I'll make sure Dean doesn't discontinue. So everybody get to 3.5 million, and I will use all my powers of influence to keep Dean going on this live.
Oh, man. All right, let's get Kim up in here. Everyone do be patient. Everybody do be patient, quite frankly. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. We got Backquack loading up in. Jesus Christ, dude. Holy shit. All right, we got Goal loading up in. Holy shit. Guys, spam MAGA down below in that chat if you want to come up and debate. I'm a little bit tired out. I think the UFO guy did it for me. Hey, Goal, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
Okay, why are you voting for Trump?
I mean, just because of what he's done for the economy from 2016 to 2020.
Yeah, what policy did he influence to get passed through Congress that did wonders for or marvels for the economy, sir?
Well, to be quite frank, I don't remember. No.
Okay, so you don't remember the reason why you're voting for him?
But no. I want to say this though, because now. What he's campaigning on now.
No,
he
literally
wants to,
stop.
He doesn't want to tax tips. He doesn't want to tax overtime. That's a good thing. That's a good policy.
Yeah, the only issue is he's probably not going to implement it because he has no clue how he's going to play for it. So his tax cuts before, the no tax on tips and overtime, Social Security, et cetera, they were estimated to cost $4 trillion by the CBO for another 10 years. Adding all these additional things on, it's probably going to get closer to $5 trillion. Where's this money going to come from?
Yeah, good question. From us, from taxpayers.
So that's like saying that you're going to break up with your girlfriend to get a wife. You're going to raise money to pay for debt accrued by a decrease in tax revenue through an increase in tax revenue. That makes no sense.
Okay, where's it going to come from?
Nowhere. He doesn't have a plan. That's why I say that he's most likely not going to implement these things. I think that Donald Trump's just, quite frankly, willing to say whatever it takes to get the media's attention, to get your attention, and that would include literally lying to you. I mean, it's not the first time he's done it either. He lied to everyone in 2020 about winning the election. He's incessantly lied to people since he became our president in 2016, told over 30,000 confirmed lies during his presidencies. I don't find any reason to trust his tax plan actually being implemented, unless it's the case he gives us a plan for how he's going to pay for it.
Okay, and so you're voting for Kamala. Basically, you don't really care about the immigration issues. You just care about the economy. So, like how she's going to give.
I care about immigration. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris, because Trump is for open borders.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
No, absolutely. It was through open borders, right? Because he shot down the bipartisan border bill in the House and the Senate. Explain to me why he'd shoot that good border bill down if he didn't stand by open borders.
Well, obviously he wasn't holding office. I mean, I assume
that doesn't matter. He still called the Republicans, told them to vote against it. Why would he do that?
I probably assume it has something to do with him having a big ego. So maybe if he couldn't take credit for it, he would rather shoot it down.
Oh, okay. So according to
then it's okay.
Then it's okay.
Not necessarily. No.
I would do restart on the live. Law, I appreciate you for coming up. You should come right up after the restart.
I will do that, sir. Thank you.
Hell yeah, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. For the 5.3 thousand people in here, we're just hitting a quick restart on the live. While we're restarting, I'm going to grab a glass of water. I'm just a little bit tired out. The last 3 hours and 20 minutes have been rough. So everybody hit that follow button and we will be right back on live. Seriously, give me 30 seconds. I actually have a task for each and every single one of y'all while I'm restarting. If you click on my profile, you'll automatically be directed to my reposts. The first video you'll see, it's called My Experience on Jubilee Part 2. It has 191,000 views. Click on that, drop it a like, drop it a comment, drop it a share. Let's blow that up. It's me talking about my experience debating 20 Republicans. But nonetheless, I will see you all here in about a minute and a half tops. Everyone, come right on back.